5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
It's now time for the Game of the Week, a service of Cgame.live. Cgame.live. Before we get to all the live play-by-play action, it's now time for the pregame show, brought to you exclusively by Apache Wolf Productions for all your video production needs. Apache Wolf Video Production Services provide an affordable option to businesses in the Puget Sound area, offering training videos, event videos, promotional videos, corporate video productions, TV commercials, infomercials, live streaming of events, and wedding videos. The next time you need video productions, give Apache Wolf Productions a call at 425-222-1605. Apache Wolf Productions is a proud sponsor of the pregame show.
Hello and welcome to another broadcast of Puyallup Kings football. We are here in the playoffs. We are taking on the Renton Ravens today. I'm here, joined by Randall here in the booth, and we're ready to bring some action to you today. It's a second playoff game of the season for us after our first bye. The Renton Ravens are a pretty formidable opponent, and we're about to see what's going to happen today.
Yeah, it's the second playoff game for us. It's the third in the playoffs because, of course, we had the first round bye because of the outstanding season we've had. And it's great to have you back, Ray. It feels like old times again. Your friend that came in did a great job for us. Wow, he's fantastic working with him, but it's just great having you back in the fold here.
Well, thanks for having me. We're here brought to you by Apache Wolf Productions on Cgame Live. We're happy to bring this broadcast to you today. It should be a great game. Beautiful weather here at Chief Leschi High School as we get set to take on the Renton Ravens here in this playoff game.
Yeah, in the past, Renton has been a big physical team. I've watched them for the last few years, that is, and big, physical, strong inside. They were playoff caliber for the last several years. We say that every game, and we hope that it's a good game, but no one has matched up with the Kings yet. But again, another chance, and hopefully we'll have a good game here.
Yeah, as I just look out on the field and I see the team, they do look like they have some very large players on their team, and it looks like they may be able to do some dirt in the trenches and take on some of these the Kings rush and Kings offensive line. What do you anticipate to see today between where's the biggest matchup between these guys?
Well, again, you were right about the line, the big linemen for the Ravens and in the past, that's just an amazing. It's been in the trenches is where they've made things happen. But it'll be interesting to see how our offensive line matches up. In our conversations, I've said that's the one area we're winning 50-0. We're having big offensive outputs. So obviously the offensive line is doing great, but that's the one area that we haven't really been challenged yet.
Correct.
So it'd be interesting to see that. So I'm going to say, being an old line guy, that I think it's going to match up in the line, the offensive, defensive line on both sides of the ball, actually. Now, again, because defensively, our defense has just been dominant, right up in front, in the middle, the backfields, the linebacker. So you can still say, well, the offensive line, defensive line matchup when we have the ball, when they have the ball. But what it really going to be, I think it's really going to be our running backs and our receivers and our all-star quarterback.
Yeah, Adam Cruz is probably going to be able to put up some big numbers today. As you look at the teams out here, you're going to see that the Ravens are actually very formidable as far as size go. But you look at the amount of players that they have here in the game versus how many players are going to be here on the Kings bench. The Kings bench is probably going to be able to outweigh them as far as overall amount of players that are going to be able to come out there. So I think that it's going to be a big deal for them to be able to wear down this Ravens defense and just put the hurt on them. Cruz is looking to throw some deep balls, and as we all know, he is not particular to which receiver receives the ball. He is an equal opportunity thrower. There's no doubt about it. He's going to get the ball distributed throughout the players, and we're gonna hopefully see some big plays and get all the fans at home and everybody here excited about it. It's going to be awesome.
You mentioned this to me a few games ago. I hadn't actually clued into that, although I would have by now, of course. But because someone dropped the ball, and I asked you, well, do you think he's going to have confidence to go back to him again? And your point was, he's going all over the place, right? And after you said that, I noticed that every play could be another receiver making a big play. And then, as we've talked about before, what I love about these receivers is they get down there and throw blocks. And time again, you'll see big return or big reception for a big game or a touchdown, and then we go through the replay, and it's one of those other receivers, Waller or number 88 or what have you, throwing the blocks down there. So I'd love to see it be a line battle. I think what we're going to do is what we've been doing. It's just through the air, big plays. That's what I think we're going to see.
Yeah, always the strategy in football is to break them down with the offensive line and then, get the running game going so that you can open up the passing offense. We're going to see what happens today as the teams come out and get ready for the coin toss. You did an interview today earlier, so let's go to that and let the fans check that out.
Yes, I did. It was with our head coach, as I'm saying, Coach Tutu, two-time national championship coach. And, Coach, why don't you introduce yourself to our listeners and viewers?
My name is Tutamua Tamalavea. I'm the head coach for the Puyallup Kings, but a lot of people call me Tutu.
A lot of people do call him Tutu, yes. And, there seems to be a special glow about you today. Is today like a special day for you by any chance?
Yeah, today's my birthday. I turned 39 today.
Happy birthday. Okay, let me take a wild guess here. What would be the perfect birthday present for you on this seminal moment? It's 39, one away from 40. What would be a great present for you today?
To win this game out tonight. To win this game out.
I kind of figured that would be the answer right there. Now, tell us what do the Kings need to do to be successful against this good Ravens defense?
It's to play Kings football. All year we've been kind of not playing to Kings football, so today we have to play Kings football in order to go to the next level, and that's championship next week. We got to play Kings football. If we don't play Kings football, we're going home.
And that's the great thing about the playoffs, too, right? One and done if you lose. And but what is really good for the fans of the Kings is you're saying we haven't been playing Kings football, and it seems like almost every game we're winning by 50 points. So that's encouraging. Okay, now tell us about your strategy for the Ravens. They have a defense that has been pretty successful out there. Big guys, hard hitters. Do you have anything special in mind to take on the Ravens D?
I don't have nothing special. Just like I said, we got to play Kings football. You know what I mean? If we play Kings football, we're going to come out with the win. If not, we're going home.
And that's just so simply said, isn't it? So simply said, but it carries so much, especially the idea of Kings football. So in closing up, we've covered this in past interviews, but one more time, reiterate what exactly in your heart is meant by playing Kings football.
Just win out. That's all. Just win out. That's it. If we don't play Kings football, we don't win out at all. We have a game plan this whole week, and I hope we stick to it. But with a good offensive coordinator, I'm pretty sure, Coach Mack, we're going to win out.
Great. Okay. Hey, thanks a lot. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Could I sing you happy birthday?
I mean, if you have a voice, but if not, just save it. Yeah,
what, cut? What is it? What did you say, cut? Okay.
Good job.
Right.
Thank you, guys.
Like I said,
Always entertaining, your interviews. There's no doubt about that, Randall. As I was saying about the numbers of the players, what do you see happening throughout this game with that?
Well, yeah, that by itself could be the difference in this game. We're really talented. The Kings are very talented. But you look at their numbers, and if we only had the same numbers they had, wow, now this is sounding bad. We would still win because we got great players. But they're not going to be able to last. I don't think anybody can last with the short numbers that they have. So this could be a great game, and hopefully early on it will be, but I just don't see how a team with the numbers they have versus the numbers we have, and how you always mention how we have so many people in the backup roles.
Exactly.
When one of our guys gets tired, we have a guy that's, as they say, next man up. We have a guy that's just about as good.
Exactly, and as I've been saying, for the many weeks that we've been doing this, is that we have a stable of wide receivers. We have a stable of running backs. These guys can come in at any point, give the other guy a blow, and you don't have to worry about these guys getting tired. We also have enough offensive linemen, defensive linemen that they can switch in and out as well. So we anticipate that the Kings will be fresh pretty much throughout the whole game. The Ravens might come out firing on all cylinders, but when it comes down to it, you just don't know if they're going to be able to hang for the entire game. As you see this team come out on the field here, they're pumped up, they're ready to go, they're charged up, they're ready to make another run at this championship. There's no doubt about it. I think that the Kings' sheer numbers are going to be a huge advantage over the other team. So it's pretty awesome to watch these guys. If you haven't tuned into our broadcast before, you guys are in for a treat today to watch these guys come out here and perform for you guys at home. As we get ready to do the national anthem here, we're going to cut to take a little break, and we'll come back to some first half action of the Kings versus the Ravens. Thanks for joining us.
It's game time with live play-by-play coverage of tonight's game, brought to you by SeaGame.live. Tonight's game is sponsored by these fine businesses and organizations. Hawaii is home always. Apache Wolf Productions, the Puyallup Nation Kings, the Pacific Ohana Foundation, Native Ways LLC, Cabana and Associates, and Your Business. The first half of tonight's live play-by-play coverage starts now.
Welcome back, people. We are ready to go here after this national anthem. The teams are set and ready to come out on the field and perform this game for you. It is playoff action here. Your Puyallup Nation Kings versus the Renton Ravens. The Kings fans are pumped up. You can hear the crowd roaring out here. It's a beautiful day for football. Got a nice light breeze going from right to left. We're going to come out and see what they have to offer. The Kings like to get strike first and get some points on the board early. We'll see if they can get that done today. Whether it's on offense, defense, or special teams, that's what we all get to see, and we don't know what we're going to get.
Yeah, you often talk about how being in the often you note how if you're in dark jerseys on a hot day, that can be a problem. We got the numbers. So in that case, I think it's imperative that Renton gets the ball and scores quick. They got to jump out there, get on us quick while they still have the energy left and the stamina. And so I think this first series is going to be one of the most important series that we've seen all year for the opponents.
Yeah, we've yet to see many teams hang past the first half with the Kings. It's been pretty hard for these teams to actually compete throughout the entire game against this team, and I think it might be due to the sheer numbers of the players on each squad. Plus, of course, the heat. It's been very hot this season. Playing the spring/summer football can wear down these players, especially in the heat. Hopefully, they're all very hydrated. We won't see many cramping or anything like that. So the Ravens have won the toss, and they're going to be set to receive the ball from left to right on your screen. And the Kings line up to kick the ball. We have Lamar Williams Jr. back to receive, and Latique Banks as well back in the backfield for the Ravens, and doing some adjustments on some pads before they get going here.
Here we go.
And we're off.
And here we go.
It's a deep middle short kick to about the 25-yard line. Takes the ball, makes a couple moves, makes a man miss, and gets dropped down about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, that was Willie Edwards taking the kickoff there. Ran straight up the field, got what he could. Another one of those short kickoffs. I think that's by intention, where they can get down, get the coverage. Don't give the opponents a chance to put together a run back.
Exactly. As the Kings come out for defense here, they're going to come out with their usual players that are going to hopefully be making an impact this year or this game as well. They're going to come out. The Ravens, I have not seen the Ravens play this season, so I don't know what kind of packages we're expecting to see. But with that size of the offensive line, I can imagine that they're going to try to run the ball a little bit against the Kings.
In the past, I've watched them in previous seasons recently. In the past, that's what they tried to do, and out of the I formation.
Yeah, it looks like they are lined up in an I formation with 2 wide. Under center, which is something we don't see very often. Handoff to the back up the right side. Gets stopped and taken down about the 39-yard line, maybe a 1-yard gain on the play.
And once again, we have a little bit of trouble discerning the numbers on the. Oh, there we go. Number 99, Paul Stevens, been having a big year this year.
Yeah, he has.
A lot of our interior guys have. You know, they were trying to break it off the edge, slide off the edge, and look for like a second they had something going there, and then an interior lineman gets out there and makes a tackle as the guy is running outside.
Yeah, it looked like he reached out and just grabbed onto his arm and basically put the brakes on him. He couldn't go any further beyond that. Then grabbed him up and pulled him backwards for the tackle.
And you know what? 99 actually is playing defensive end out here. Normally he's a tackle, but at this play he's playing defensive end, so that's where they were running.
They line up under center in I formation again.
Showing blitz.
Ravens take the snap, rolls out to his left, almost gets tackled in the backfield. Pump fake, going out, and he looks like he goes out about the line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up 3rd down. So far, the Ravens haven't actually been able to break anything out. They tried a little trickery with a little misdirection there, trying to roll out to the side. The Kings defense, as you said, were showing blitz, so they were basically maybe worried about it. He might have audibled out to that rollout or something to get away from the interior players. Vika Lafu was coming from the other side, and they didn't want anything to do with him, so they ran out the other direction, which I don't blame him the way he's been playing this season.
That makes sense.
Especially at home. Ravens line up 3rd down, I formation, 2 wide in the upper hash mark. It's like a fake handoff to the halfback. He's getting tackled, and he goes down in the backfield at the 28-yard line. That's a big sack right there.
Yeah, that's our guy, Isaiah Martin. The play before, the big defensive tackle was out playing left end. Now they're back in their normal arrangement of players, normal lineup is what I'm trying to say. Isaiah's been having a monster game. He's that quick guy, right? Big, yes, quick guy, got upfield, was able to stop the option.
Yeah, once he gets in the backfield, if there's no one there to block him, he has been making huge plays all season long. And it has not stopped even in these playoffs. So it is fun to watch these guys. As we always mention, it's a pleasure to be one of the guys working in this booth talking about the Kings. So as the Ravens are set to punt, deep man back about the 30, 2 men back about the 29-yard line back there, ready to receive the kick. Takes the snap. Got some pressure in there, a very high kick. It's short. It's going to the 41-yard line, received by the Kings. Makes a move, makes a man miss, got a couple blocks, goes up and takes it to the 32-yard line, and that's where the Kings will start their first drive.
And that's how you like to see a punt return. He made a cut, right? Didn't run just straight upfield, made a cut, then turned it upfield. Made another cut, turned it upfield. Hey, it wasn't a great return, but it was a good return. It was a good, safe return. I want to also give some shout-out to when they were rushing the punter, and they got close to it. And lots of times you see defensive linemen rushing a punter, rough the punter, but good discipline on that. We've talked about that quite a bit this year.
Exactly. Yeah, they've been getting better with their discipline throughout the season as we watch it. And I attribute that to the coaching. They've got to be working on them and telling them they need to get in there and be disciplined, not make those big mistakes that cost them plays and yards and possibly first downs for the other team. So as the Kings lined up, Cruz and shotgun, 4 wide, handoff to the back, runs right up the middle, gets a few yards. That's Marcus Reed on the carry.
And that's one of the stable of backs that we have that you talk about. Marcus Reed, we haven't called his name a whole lot, but nice run there, takes it, makes one cut. We always love that one cut and go. Gets upfield and gains. It's a good game. Second and 5, 2nd and 6.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Kings want to do. Well, at least what I want to see the Kings do is just take some yards and just drive the ball down the field methodically, open it up for Cruz to find his receivers and just pick apart this defense. You got trips to the top of your screen, shotgun set, high snap, looks right, throws deep down the field. It was good coverage on that play. He basically didn't have anything there, but the receiver made a move to the inside, hoping that Cruz would move the ball, but you can't move the ball once you let go of it, so it is what it is.
Yeah, he did. You know, I wonder if there maybe was a little miscommunication. Now, geez, am I trying to find something wrong when there's not? But you're right. The receiver made that move inside, more of a post move, and it looked to me the ball was what they used to call the flag or the corner of the end zone. So I saw it too. Went out a little far. The corner or the receiver seemed to come in. Possibly a little miscommunication on that.
Yeah, it worked out though. No harm, no foul. Incomplete pass. So we're going to move on to third down here. So it's third down and about 6 yards to go. Shotgun set, 4 wide, trips to your top of your screen, one man back. Cruz has protection, rolls out to his left, throws the ball, got a man, makes the reception, cuts up to his left. He's going a little bit backwards there. That's Tyler Button on the reception there.
Andrew Pina getting downfield after the ball was thrown, running up there, didn't actually throw a block, but he's an offensive lineman near the near the receiver. Good hustle, Andrew. That's the right guard, number 73.
Yeah, it looks like they're hurrying up a little bit. They got a ball, shotgun set, throws a slant route, makes the catch.
Number 12, Pierre Culliver.
There's Pierre Culliver on the reception. We've called his name quite a bit this season. He's one of those guys that seems to be involved when you least expect it. All of a sudden, he's got the ball and getting good gains and getting first downs.
Looked like holding against the Kings. In the play before, because we talk about the stable of running backs they have and also how they do so much. The play before, they sent a blitz. That is that Renton sent a blitz at number 25, Marcus Reed, the running back. Now one of the biggest guys out there. He stepped up, picked up the blitz to allow the play to be completed. That was one play ago, but I just love to call it out when you see a running back step in there and give his quarterback time to throw the ball.
Yeah, it's actually rare that you find running backs, wide receivers that are willing to make these blocks, and it seems that the Kings have always been able to do that. And I don't know if that's a reason why Marcus is in currently, but after that 5-yard penalty, we're going to go back to 1st and 15 from the 40-yard line.
Well, guess what?
We got some movement on the offensive line there.
No, not him.
Ball starts at the ref backs the Kings up 5 more yards.
Is it? Yeah, the left tackle there jumped. And, that could be. Got some guy coming off the edge. You always want to be quick. Got an all-star quarterback. You want to make sure you protect them.
Yeah, absolutely. That blindside blocker is so important. He's just making sure he's in the right spot and not going to leave Cruz susceptible to getting a big hit. So that'll bring up 1st down and 20. Not really too big of a deal with the passing offense of this team here. It's a handoff, a miss handoff there. He recovers his own fumble, and he gets the ball down to the 50-yard line. So the Kings backing up a little bit. We're going to bring up 2nd down and about 25 yards here. We got an official timeout on the field.
Raven losing his helmet on the field.
Notice the first people out there to the Ravens are the 3 of the Kings coaches and then the Kings trainer. Now, of course, the trainer from the other side had to run all the way across the field. But this is the mark of the good sportsmanship that we have in this league, that the Kings have. The coaches get out there as soon as they see an opposing player injured.
Yeah, as we say every game, but if you're tuning in for the first time, these guys are here to play football for the passion of playing football. They're not getting paid. This is not a paid league. These guys are out here because they love the game of football and they care about one another. Whether you're on the opposing team or not, they probably all know each other, and they want to make sure that everyone's safe. And the coaches are worried about the safety of either team. And it's an honor to be a part of the organization that these guys are out there and they're helping to protect anybody from being injured, keeping people hydrated on the field, and making sure that the game is going with a good flow here. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 30 from the 50-yard line. We have a 4 wide set, 1 back. Cruz in the shotgun set.
Off the edge.
Cruz looking left. He's got a man. He makes the catch. Breaks 1 tackle. A little stiff arm. Gets wrapped up and taken down. That's Deshaun Salgado with the reception there. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to get some of it back.
Yeah, in big 72, if we could see that again, that'd be great. Big 72, Sui To'ia goes in there and lays into the pile, helping to protect the running back. That was a good play.
As he makes the very simple. That starts getting pushed back, and then all of a sudden, right there.
Oh, that my old lineman heart coach. Lineman coach heart warms to that.
That's right. So they got back about half of it on there. So we're looking at about 3rd down and 15 or 16 yards on this play. Let's see what Cruz can muster up for this offense. He's got
Inside
4
move.
wide set, rolling to his right, got a man behind him, makes the completion, goes up to about the 25-yard line, 24 or 25-yard line, still a little short of the first down. Great pass, though. I mean, it was right where he needed to be, so the receiver could grab it, and only the receiver.
And that was a good completion, because off of our left side to the close side on the video there, they had a twist with their either defensive back or outside linebacker. He twisted in. He wasn't picked up, so the offensive line linebacker, or running backs are going to have to clue on that. But when they blitz and you're able to complete the pass against the blitz, that's a big deal. Then they're going to have to quit blitzing.
Exactly. So the Kings will line up. They're going to go for it here. No surprise to us, actually. They're going to go for it. It is 4th down and 5 yards to go. Cruz is looking for one of his receivers to just set just right across that line. Looks left. Got some man. Oh, there's going to be some contact. He makes the catch still. That is going to be good enough for a Kings 1st down there.
Yeah, and the Ravens, they sent a blitz off of our right side. Here we go. Look at the running back. Pick up. Boom. He hits him. Otherwise, that blitzer is in the quarterback's face, and there's a good chance we don't get that 1st down.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact on that play, and Tyler Button still made the catch, and right in between the traffic. Cruz threw that ball right in the middle where no one else could get it. It was a great pass and great catch. So that'll bring up 1st down and 10 from the 14-yard line. We've got a man in motion to the bottom of the field. Cruz hands the ball off. Reed goes up. He breaks a tackle. Going out to his right. He's got it. He's going. Oh, no signal yet. Where are we at? Looks like they're going to mark him just shy of the goal line at about the half-yard line. Wow, that was pretty close.
Yeah, that play was designed to hit right off our left guard. They had a double team down there, but he broke it to the right for good effect.
Kings taking no time to get back to the line of scrimmage. Cruz ready to take the snap. Takes it himself, goes off the left tackle. He makes the touchdown. Touchdown, Kings.
Yeah, the left side of our offensive line hit in there real solid. The quarterback just kept the ball and ran to our left, and that was no one touched him. That was a no one touched him.
Yeah, with 8:14 to go in the first quarter, the Kings take the lead 6-0 before the extra point is taken here on the field. That was all about the misdirection, the fake handoff to the right, and then Cruz just rolled out to the left, and no one was near him. He walked in trotting into the end zone with the ball high in the air.
That's definitely true. The left side of the offensive line sealed the defense pretty good on that also.
So as they line up for the extra point.
The hold is down, kick is up.
And the kick is good. Dickey with another extra point. He's been pretty good this season. He has put through most of the attempts that he's tried, and as far as I've seen. So we've seen the Ravens receive the ball, get stopped on a 3-and-out, kick the ball off. The Kings got in a little trouble with a couple penalties, got pushed way back.
Yeah, way back.
1st down and 30 to go, and then they just go ahead and muster up this drive, take it on 4th down, 4th and 5, and get to the goal line, and then just do this beautiful misdirection, fake handoff, and drive the ball into the end zone. Adam Cruz, great offensive drive for him, as well as the entire Kings team. The line was good. They held their ground, and they had some great moves out of the backfield. Marcus Reed with that breaking that tackle basically set up that touchdown on that drive. It was very nice, and I can't wait to see a little bit more of that.
You know, we are so spoiled because, 1st and 30 yards for a 1st down, and I always think, hey, that's cool. We'll get to gain more yards before, get to watch them gain more yards before we score the touchdown.
Yeah, it's not often you get to say that, too, when you're doing a broadcast for a team, that's for sure. So as Dickey is set to kick off the ball here.
Malik Williams and Lamar Williams Jr. back for the Ravens.
And the Kings set to kick off. Dickey with a low kick. Bounces a couple times, goes out of bounds about the 4-yard line. That's going to be a penalty. It's going to bring the ball up to pretty good field position for the Ravens, but no different than one of the squib kicks that they've been doing before. So I think the Kings are content with that. What you were saying earlier, alluding to, was that they just don't want to outkick their coverage, so they don't get these big plays against them where the defense can actually set up a nice wedge and run the ball back and put points on the board or put them in really good field position.
It's either that or maybe they always kick the ball out of bounds when they kick it deep. I don't know. It's one of those things.
That's possible.
And you made the point. It's back to where it started. So I guess it's about the same as if they squib kicked or kicked it long. Although I would say I'd like to see them kick it long. Go ahead and get some coverage on there and see if they can pin him down.
Yeah, it's something that they may or may not want to do, but it doesn't really matter too much in the grand scheme of things. The way their defense is playing, the bottom side of the defense from your screen is just insane. You don't want to mess with that side of the defense when they're coming at you. LaFau is just a dangerous player when he's coming off the end right there, and you never know. He was involved in so many plays the last game that I was here for. He was, interrupting passes, making sacks, hitting running backs in the backfield. I mean, it's just a pleasure to watch him. They line up I formation, 2 wide. Some movement. It's like the...
This is going to be interesting because who came across on that was number 68, Manasseh Hapoi. Now, you'll see he's in basketball shorts. See, he's allowed to do that because he's the defensive line coach. He played at Washington, and he was on the Minnesota Vikings, where the trader ended up his career. And so that was him flying off, knocked the ball. Okay, well, that's what happened. He's an alert defensive tackle. He saw that move and then came across the line.
Yeah, he just put his hands on him, pushed the center right back on his butt, and it's definitely fun to watch these guys at times. So that's going to bring up 1st and 15 for the Ravens here.
Yeah, old Manasseh, he usually plays the first quarter, and then you'll see him lounging on the bench.
Yeah, he deserves it. So I formation, 2 wide, hand off to the back up the left side. Does a little dive play there and gets a couple yards on the play.
I don't know if we can run this again, but on that play again, Mr. Hapoi, he makes a quick swim to the left, takes the guy out. There he is. Quick swim, takes on another guy, and almost gets the running back in the backfield. That's just fun to watch him. Whenever he's in there, I always like to watch him because he's always doing stuff. And the thing is, when you're the line coach, you can make whatever move you want.
That's true. You're the only person you have to answer to, I guess.
That's right.
So as the Ravens line up again, similar formation under center. Hand off to the fullback this time. Goes to about the 39-yard line. They're just chipping away a little bit by a little bit. Too bad they don't get about 10 downs so they could actually get a first down out of these 2- and 3-yard gains.
Yeah, you're exactly right because I saw him. Boy, he just fired out. And in the stance, I thought he was going to lead on an ISO, but in the stance, you could tell he was ready to go. He comes out, fires in there, and I think, wow, he really got off. He delivers a blow. And where did they get their 3rd down and 3rd and 10? They're finally back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think that these plays, are just try to maybe warm up the offense so that they can get something positive and momentum. I mean, this is obviously a passing down here. They're still lining up 2 wide in the shotgun or I formation.
Showing blitz off the right side.
It's a fake handoff. Micah LaFau in pursuit throws the ball up the sideline and it's incomplete. So that's going to bring a 4th down.
Yeah, that was Vika LaFau came off the right side. Great pressure, but just kind of lost contain there. But to no harm, right? In that kind of case, you don't really necessarily have to be in the contain rush. Guy scrambles out. Once the quarterback starts scrambling out, he's less likely to be able to set his feet, really connect on something. So it's great pass rush, lost contain, but ended up 4th and 10.
Yeah, and the pursuit on that play too. He didn't give up on the play. He did over pursue a little bit, but as soon as the quarterback started rolling out, as you were saying, he was hot on his tail, and it's hard to throw a ball when you got a guy chasing you down.
Sure, and that pays dividends on pass rush.
Exactly. So Ravens set to punt the ball here. Got a good spiraling punt. He's got to the 25-yard line there. Breaks out, makes a man miss, moves to his right, goes back up the middle. There's a flag out on the field. Looks like he gets out to about the 45-yard line there.
Let's check the flag.
I like the way they do their punt returns, too, because they always have two people back, and one's a personal protector. In this case, the protector took off to the left towards us. The running back saw, or the return man saw something different, which they do, cut to the right. And but I like that formation. We have two guys deep, and we always have another guy midway back. So we actually have three people back that can make sure we don't lose ground on a bounce on the punt, hitting the ball. Try that again. The punt, hitting the ground, and bouncing. So I like that formation. I don't like that part of it, though.
Yeah, it looks like a holding against us there.
So that's going to be a legal block in the back on the Kings.
Yeah, that's one thing. We have been getting a lot of blocks in the back on punt returns and things like that. However, every game you watch at all levels, you see a lot of blocks in the back on punt returns.
Yeah, that happens.
That's
tough.
tough.
It's you got people running two directions basically, and one of them is just trying to set a block, and the other person's running downfield, and they don't even know what they're going for.
Right.
So the Kings will take over the ball here on the 30-yard line, looking to put another score on the board.
So we got 1st and 10.
First and 10.
On the 30-yard line.
4 wide. Cruz looks left, throws the ball, got him, man. Salgado running backwards, trying to look for a spot, a little crease to run the ball. Gets out to about the line of scrimmage after that play. He lost maybe a yard on that play.
He sure ran a lot of yards to lose a yard, and we've been complimenting the receivers throwing blocks downfield. They didn't actually throw ones on that particular play.
Yeah, the Salgado made the reception, and it looked like he just didn't have anywhere to go, so he tried to make something out of nothing, and he kind of juked to the left and ran to his right and ended up basically trapped, and there was nowhere to go except down, but he ended up going backwards and down. With a 4 wide set, 3 on the bottom. Cruz looks right, got a man, throws the ball up, and that's some good defense. He gets up there, puts a hand in there on the ball. That's Alden Gibbs Jr. on the defense there for the Ravens. Got in, broke up the pass, saw the man, saw that he had a spot, and there was just a tiny window to get that ball in there. And then Cruz laced the ball in, and he got in there and still made the deflection.
Yeah, it was good defense. That's a good defensive play. I think with me, I'm spoiled, man. Every time he has that time to throw the ball, and the way he comes out with authority like it was there, I'm expecting a big play. It's good defense.
Exactly.
We got 3rd down and 11.
3rd and 11. Kings line up. Cruz looks left, cuts a man deep, makes the catch. And there's Barquette. That's the first time we call his name today, and it probably will not be the last time.
And that'll be good enough for a Kings.
It's a great play. The way he sat, went right beyond the line to gain, and he just sat there and caught the ball right at the sideline and made sure his feet were in bound as he received the ball there.
Knew where he had to go, and he also actually started off a little bit to the inside and broke out, so he set the defensive back up.
On the 45-yard line.
So that brings up 1st down and 10 for the Kings. Kings hand the ball off.
Marcus Reed up the middle.
Reed takes the ball again, gets out to about the 50-yard line. That's about a 5-yard gain on the play. Just a simple run right off the right side there.
2nd and 5.
Bring up 2nd and 5 here.
And that's a good basic run for 5 yards. All right, we'll take 5 yards. And again, Reed, that's the guy that a couple plays earlier picked up the blitz that gave the quarterback enough time to hit a receiver downfield. That's the case with the running backs. They do so much more than just carry it. That's a good, quick 5 yards.
Yeah, if you can get 5 yards every play on a running game, you are doing extremely well in any football level. There's no doubt about that.
Hall of Fame numbers.
That's going to bring up 2nd down and 5 at the 50-yard line. Cruz takes a snap, looks left, got a man, got some pressure in his face, makes a couple men miss. The ball comes out. He recovers his own fumble. There is a flag on the play about the 45-yard line of the Ravens.
Got contained pressure on him a little quicker than you would like. However, he had some time. You see how I like the confidence he has in the line. He stepped up, and you know what? It just took enough time. It would have been better if they had a little solid balking in the middle. But he had enough. He had some time. We're looking at it again.
Looks like we got a hold possibly on the Ravens there.
There you go. So he's all right. Running back in there, looking to pick someone up. Steps up. Yeah, that's almost a cover sack. What
Exactly,
they say.
yeah.
Now talk about how he's carrying the ball there, Ray.
Yeah, well, he is holding the ball high. That's obviously he's trying to make sure that the ball doesn't get knocked out. And well, just by getting hit in his body, the ball came out of his hand. Fortunate to grab his own fumble, but it really doesn't matter at this point because there is a penalty against the Ravens here. It's going to be a hold in the secondary there. It's a 15-yard penalty, or a 10-yard penalty rather. It's going to bring up a Kings first down here from the 40-yard line in Ravens territory. Looks like we got split backs. Back in motion, a toss play out to the right side. Reed takes it, cuts back to the left, goes up the middle, makes a couple men miss, and gains about another 5 yards on that play there.
4, maybe 5 on the play.
Yeah, boy, there was a stretch out to the right, cuts back, and once again, I got to call out Andrew Pina on the offensive line, getting downfield, getting right up to the, it was a pitch, not a stretch. Andrew Pina, number 73, up at the left of your screen. He's going to see him there throwing a block, helping his running back. He gets another block, gets 3 blocks downfield at the point of attack, and then that turns it into a 5-yard gain instead of a 2-yard gain.
Exactly. It was a good presence of mind by Reed to make that cutback, because it looked like he was going to get hit in the backfield before he made that cutback to run up the middle. So I would bring up second down and 6. Cruz set to take the snap, takes the snap, looks left, throws it deep down the left side. He's got a man. Salgado just drops the ball at the 5-yard line. That was very close.
Hey, Ray, what do you think happened on that?
Well, I think that he maybe tried to make his move to the end zone right before the ball got there.
Yeah, I think he started running. Watch this.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's one of those plays, you got your eyes set on the ball, and then you see the end zone out of the corner of your eye, and you're like, I can just get in there. I just need to grab this ball. But you got to, fundamental football-wise, you got to just focus on making sure that you make that catch before you get before you worry about anything after that play. Salgado's not known for that either. He's usually a guy that catches that ball, makes that touchdown, and I'm sure he's not going to drop another one like that today.
You read my mind. That's about, when I interrupted you, that's what I was going to say.
So they line up, Cruz ready to take the snap, 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen, looks left, throws it right up the middle, makes the catch, gets out to the 20-yard line in Ravens territory. Tyler Button with the reception.
He's in the middle of the field, got some distance down there, but he's surrounded by defenders in front and on both sides of him, and he makes that catch.
He makes the tackle,
3 guys coming on him.
Goes a little spin move, try to get away, just to make sure he doesn't get any negative yardage after the catch. Great play.
Good protection, too, there. The running back, he didn't really have anyone to block there, so kudos to the offensive line. You know, that's how it works. When all the different units, they mesh together, it's called synergy.
So Kings set to line up here, first down and 10 on the 20-yard line. Cruz, little fade pass to the right, a little bit early. That was Salgado, intended receiver on the play there.
Yeah, he certainly threw it before Salgado made the cut. It looked to me maybe he got bounced out, bumped a little bit. So that was supposed to be a timing play, just a little off on the timing.
Yeah, Cruz being the consummate professional back there. He taps his chest and says, hey, that was my bad after that play. And no harm, no foul again. It's an incomplete pass. The Kings haven't lost any ground. We're just at second down, and it's never been a problem for them to continue their drives from second, third, or fourth down, as we've seen, even today.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So second down and 10.
Named at a later date. The Braves and Nighthawks play at 8:30 tonight, so we will not get a score until much later in the evening.
Cruz takes the snap, looks left, rolling to his left, got some pressure on him.
He's going to go down.
He goes down in the backfield. His helmet comes off on that play. That's a pretty big sack there on that play. I think that there must have been some major coverage down the field. I was busy watching the rush by Cruz, but he chose not to throw the ball. He did not throw the ball because he couldn't. He chose not to throw the ball because I think there was some coverage that would have gotten possibly an interception on that play. But there is a penalty in the backfield on the Ravens side there. Waiting to see what the referees come up with on this play.
That's a good eye, Ray, because the protection was not bad. You saw the coverage. I didn't see that, but the protection wasn't bad. He had the time, so that must have been it. But you know the one thing, I'll tell you what, we love this quarterback. Cruz is a great quarterback, certainly the best in the league. But the one thing about him, 50-yard loss, one of the biggest losses I've ever seen he had.
Yeah.
And the last game you weren't here, we missed you, by the way. Another big loss, and so he does that. He just he doesn't throw it away. Cephas throw it away, right? But it's not a big deal because we're able to recover from those things.
Especially on this play there where they actually called a personal foul, roughing the passer on the play, and it's going to be half the distance to the goal from the original line of scrimmage. So as long as Cruz is not injured in any way, shape, or form, which it does not appear to be, he is going to mark that ball off and get it down to about the 10-yard line at this point.
You mean he planned this? Hey, here's a little coaching point for younger guys. You say he's scrambling, right? Well, they say, oh, you can't rough the passer when they're run out of the pocket. You absolutely can get called for roughing the passer. If he's throwing the ball and there's no question about the ball's away, even if he scrambles out, you still are not allowed to hit the passer after he's thrown the ball.
Exactly.
Once again, the link for the stream game.
Because if you think about it, if you're a blocker, if you're a lineman and you're running down there and you see a defender that has nothing to do with the game, he's not even close to the game, and you wipe him out, that's a penalty too. So you just can't hit a guy that's not involved with the play anymore, which a scrambling quarterback who's thrown the ball away is no longer involved in the play.
Exactly. And also too, I think in this particular case is that they were blowing the whistle already because he was wrapped up and being pushed backwards, and they were calling the play dead at that point, and then they continued to throw him down to the ground, and his helmet popped off, which is definitely a bad sign. So lining up right now, we actually have Brian Stogsdill as the quarterback. Gives it to Reed, makes the touchdown, running off the left side. There's a flag on the play.
The left side of our line just collapsed. The defensive line. I wasn't actually watching them, but I'm going to say number 72, Sweet. Oh, here we go. Well, to our left side, Sweet Toia. Center Darius Johnson. We interviewed him a few games ago. He's out there. He's an old, what is it when the inside football that they play? Arena. He's an old arena league player. He's in the middle there in the center calling all the plays. I mean, the line plays, of course.
So as refs confer and figure out what this penalty is and who it's against, I personally didn't see any penalties on the play. I was too busy watching Reed jump into the end zone, emphatically scoring that touchdown.
I don't have a huge problem with that, but it would be nice to, because it's like every touchdown, they get a demonstration penalty. Not a big problem with that. Lousy dancing. Take some lessons or maybe stop doing that.
Yeah, as far as the penalties after the play, I am not opposed to it. In fact, in a league like this, I think that it should be allowed as long as it's not a taunting style penalty. You know, if you get out there and you scored a touchdown, go ahead and dance. As far as I'm concerned, I think that it's fun. I think the fans love it. I think it pumps your team up. But I don't agree with getting in someone else's face and taunting them, because that's unsportsmanlike, and it's just not. There's no room for that really in the game.
Good point, Ray. You always come up with the great points. I'm probably not going to go with you all completely with that, but that's an excellent point. To me, that still is a kind of taunting, but you got a good point there. Put on a show, and then the guy that was here last week replaced you. Couldn't replace you, of course, but he pointed out, well, if you don't let them score, they won't be dancing. So if they stop us from scoring, we won't dance.
That's a solid point. Michael definitely has some good points when it comes to football. He doesn't look at it in retrospect. He's looking at the point of attack right there. Basically, he's like, well, if they don't score, they can't possibly celebrate. So then we don't have to worry about it at all.
If you're watching, Michael, shout out to you. Sure, it was great having you in here last week. But Ray, it's just so good to have you back. Please don't leave me again like that.
I promise I wasn't at Seafair. And thank you, too, to Michael, if you are watching. I do appreciate you coming in and helping us out and taking over for me for the day. Looks like they're to back the Kings up quite a bit. Maybe a 15-yard penalty here.
They didn't put the points on the board, so it must have been a penalty called during the play.
So they're going to replay first down, apparently. The Kings are going to take the ball from the 17-yard line of the Ravens.
great. We get to see 2 touchdowns for the price of 1.
I love it. I love it. So Cruz back in the game. He probably came out last play because his helmet got knocked off, and for player safety in a lot of leagues, they'll actually remove the player if their helmet comes off so that they can make sure that there's no concussions or anything of that magnitude that happens to the player. But Cruz appears to be perfectly fine out there, and while the referees get this all sorted out, all the players look eager and ready to go out here.
Yeah, I don't like that rule of if your helmet comes off, you have to leave the field. Not a favor of that. In favor.
We've got a man in motion. Reed coming back to the side of Cruz. Hand off to Reed. He takes the ball to the left side. It looks like he's got some space up blocker up front. That's good for a Kings touchdown. No emphatic dive, but it is still just as sweet. In fact, it's many more yards than the last one, so I think Reed's pretty happy with that.
Starts off to the right, cuts to the left. Big holes the whole way. We're going to give some props to the offensive line there.
Yeah, he makes that big cut to the left there. He's got space in front of him. And there's Barquette up there making a big block for him and just getting him into the end zone. It's amazing watching these wide receivers out there on the edge, just setting blocks and allowing their teammates to get into the end zone or get free for whatever yardage they're going to gain on the play. So as Dickey lines up for the kick, the extra point here.
Well, Dickey sent to kick it away in the end zone for the extra point.
Snap. It's a bad snap, bad placement. Looks like
Bad placement.
it is not going to work out there. It's going to be tackled for a loss. So that is a no good on the extra point. So that's going to bring up the Kings 13, the Ravens 0.
Yeah, they fumbled that ball a little bit, and then the kicker went up, and there's a question there. Some people say that you should go up to it and go ahead and kick through it, because in that case, the holder got the ball just in time, put it down, and he hesitated, and there we go, Seahawks.
Yeah, the holder looked like he set the ball down on its side, actually. And to your point, yeah, you can just go ahead and kick it as long as they don't return it for a touchdown. You're good to go. So
yeah, that's
otherwise, it's just a dead play.
I actually saw one time where the kicker went ahead and made the kick, and the holder bobbled it, dropped it onto the foot of the kicker that went through. Technically, that's not legal, but they counted that. So there's one of two ways. Or you wait, go ahead, hesitate a second, let them put it down, and kick on through it. 1 to 1 or 2 to the other.
Yeah, I'm the guy that just likes to fall on the ball at that point and just lay down and get touched, and the play's over and time to move on.
Yeah, or you yell fire or whatever is the hot word and go for 2. That's the other thing. If it's a bobble, just pop up, go for 2.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not saying they did it wrong. That's just one of the options.
Yeah, exactly. So as Dickey's set to kick off, he doesn't have to worry about a hold on this one. It's not on the tee there, so that is a onside kick, it looks like. Gets the ball, receives the ball at the 46-yard line of the Kings, and is tackled immediately as soon as he grabs the ball.
Terrence Riley Washington was the person that caught that. Now, do you think that was an intentional onside, or did he just not kick it? Because I love going onside earlier in the game.
Yeah, it looked like from the direction of it and how it bounced and everything, it looked exactly like an onside kick, but it might have been an attempted squib kick that he just topped or something as well. Nigel Harrison on the tackle on that play, he came through the line and just made the tackle immediately. So as the Ravens are set to take over the ball here in the Kings territory for the first time today, they're going to start with the ball from the 46-yard line.
46.
Okay, hey, this is an important series for the Ravens. Let's see what they do.
Ravens switching their formation up a bit. They got a shotgun set, 2 backs. The direct snap to the back, 31 gets the ball, and he is tackled immediately in the backfield. What a play. Emo on the tackle.
Yeah, and Ben, he was up there. He was showing blitz, and then they ran right into the blitz. Either Renton didn't pick it up, or I'm not quite sure exactly what happened there. And you know what? I tell you what, Ben gets up there. It'd be great. You know, maybe there could be people in New Uli, America Samoa, watching the game. Think there's any chance of that? You know, we're live all over the world.
That's absolutely right. From what I understand, his father is actually watching our broadcast at home in America Samoa right now, which is one of the coolest things about this.
Really?
Is we can broadcast anywhere in the nation.
Or
the world, rather.
Who'd have guessed that?
Second down to 18.
You got 2 wide split backs, shotgun set.
Showing all out blitz.
They got a lot of men coming up the middle. He's got some space. He's making the run. He gets down. Looks like he gets hit out of bounds, and that's going to be good for about a 5-yard gain. 5 yard beyond the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage.
Player or staff member, that goes for both sides.
And that's what happens. We send a lot of people, and that's what happens. If you can break the line, I mean, I think that might be the biggest run play we've seen thus far in this game for Renton, and that's the deal. If you break the line against the blitz, then you got a chance for a big gain. And I love the blitz. You know, they always say, bring heat, bring heat. The great thing is with this defense, we don't even really need to.
Yeah, they do pretty good work with just a 4-man rush with this defense here for the Kings. Ravens in the same formation, shotgun set, 2 split backs, 2 wide. It's going to be 3rd down and about 5 yards to go. There's the snap, another direct snap to the running back. Did not work last time. Got pursued. He's getting tackled way back. He has gone back for a big loss. They're going to give him some pretty favorable forward progress there to about their own 44-yard line. But that's going to bring a 4th down and a long 15 or 16 yards on that play.
You know, I didn't see if they were sending a blitz, but I didn't see a blitz coming on that one. That was just those guys up front. And Ray, let me check something with you. You're telling me that in New Uli, American Samoa, they could be watching this game?
You could be watching this anywhere in the world that you can get internet access. That's the coolest thing about it. So if you have friends, family, whatever, anywhere around the world, they can all tune in and watch these guys play football out here, which is one of the coolest things about this C Game Live, brought to you by Apache Wolf Productions.
That means an advertisement on this broadcast would be seen by people around the world. So we'll have to give you a phone number to call as we get ready for the next quarter.
Yeah, that'll bring up the end of the first quarter. The Puyallup Nation Kings 13, the Ravens 0. Yeah, it's more the same as we usually see here. We're just basically coming in. We got great offensive and defensive production by the Kings. The Ravens are doing what they can, trying to manage the line of scrimmage and maintain ball control and try to get a few yards here and there. Coming with some trickery in the last couple of plays. They've done 2 direct snaps to the running back in a shotgun set. Neither one of them worked out in a positive manner. One of them was a loss of about 8 yards, and the next one was a loss of about 15 yards. So do you think that this trickery is going to weigh in their favor in the long run here?
Well, in a word, no. And you know how much I don't like just to say one word, but no.
That's for sure.
Thank you for agreeing with me. All right, okay.
Second quarter.
Yeah, we're start of the second quarter as the team switch sides. It's going to be 4th down. And they're trying to get the markers correct so that we know where everybody's at. Looks like it'll be about 4th down and about 12 yards to go or 13 yards to go.
Also, as a reminder, fans, if you're on the other side, you can either sit over here on the home side or in the bleachers. You cannot be on the track.
Now that we got the markers all correct here, it's actually going to be about 4th down and about 20 yards. Back to punt the ball or the Ravens. That's a good punt. It's going pretty deep. It's received about the 15-yard line. We got some big hole to run up. Big block. Oh, wow. It's coming up the right side, gets to the 50-yard line. There's a flag out on the play. He's going down the sideline. He gets down to about the 25-yard line before he steps out of bounds in Ravens territory. But the flag's back on their own 40-yard line. There's a couple of them, actually. Man, that was a big block on that play.
Watch at the end here. Good hustle. See, look at the guy right to the left of the running back right there. Gets in front. Big hustle. I don't know who that is. The hair looks like Ben. Gets in there. Look at that hit. Boom. That's the one that sprung him for an extra 10, 15, 20 yards.
Exactly.
You just love it, man. It's just the way these guys work to help the person who isn't running with the ball. And that's these are linebackers on the punt return. Everything about this team is pretty dang interesting.
To me, that just kind of shows the difference between a championship caliber team, how they play from every position. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do to maintain that discipline for the team team to get what the team needs. And I go back, I emphasize the word team because that's exactly how they're playing out here. These guys are out here and they're doing their very, very best to make sure that their team can go beyond where they are right now, win this game, go on to the next round, win the championship, and move forward and go on for even more than that. So,
yeah, it's a team concept.
And a lot of times you'll see in especially in leagues like this where sometimes the team won't be the concept. It will be about me, and there is a me in team, but it is not the way to win games as a team. In a team sport like football, you all have to do your jobs in order to maintain exactly what you want.
So they got illegal block in the back. So, I mean, did they do 3 of them?
There was 3 legal blocks in the back. They're gonna do they're decline 2 of them, and they're gonna accept 1 of them. So it's gonna be first down and 10. Kings are gonna have the ball, I think, from the 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's gonna bring them to about the 12-yard line. So it's a pretty big penalty.
For total yards, yeah, for the net yards.
Yeah, versus that great return.
I've never seen that motion 3 times. I don't think I've ever seen 3 blocks in the back. But, you know, that kind of block, although sometimes you think, okay, that's a dumb foul, but that's hustle. That can be hustle. That can just be people hustling around.
So as the Kings set up, ready to go, got 2 men in the backfield. Cruz takes the snap, hands the ball off, runs to his left. Helmets are flying.
That was Josh Davis blocking, and can we see that again, because this is what's known as a pancake block. Now he waited. The guy got a hold of him and looking there to the left, driving, boom. And part of that was helped when the big guy, the big interior lineman for the Renton Ravens, this happens, right? Keep your feet moving to the offensive lineman. Keep driving him, because he actually had a stalemate. He did a pretty good job. Then when the running back ran by, he stood up and reached an arm out, and big Josh Davis was just so technically sound, kept his feet driving, even though at first it was a stalemate. And when the defensive lineman stood up a little bit to try to reach out and grab the running back, it was adios, running backwards, pancake body slam.
Yeah, that was Anthony France on the carry. First time we called his name today. Good run. It's second down and 3. So it was a 7-yard gain on that play. Cruz set to take the snap. We got 4 wide, 2 on either side, 1 running back, shotgun set. Fake handoff, throws the ball right up the middle, right up to the 30-yard line. That's good enough for a Kings first down there. That's Mike Waller Jr. on the reception.
I don't know if we've called his name tonight, but we've sure called it a lot this season. Ray, thanks for pointing out that we should mention who the running back is, who carries the ball. I get carried away sometimes with my love of the line.
Yeah, that's your offensive line love, that's for sure. But it's great for the fans at home to be educated about what's going on with the offensive line and the defensive line as well. And
it's another running back, one of the stable, a smaller guy in there.
Cruz takes the snap, looks right, got some man deep down the field. That's Anthony Salgado. He's got the ball. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He's got daylight. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Kings. Told you Salgado wouldn't miss another one.
Yeah, and that was an unbelievable throw by the quarterback. He intentionally missed through it. He intentionally underthrew it. Salgado had to come back a little bit for it, and that's all he needed.
That was a beautiful play, and Anthony Salgado just makes the grab, looks around and sees he's got daylight and just keeps going for it.
Can we see that again?
A 69-yard touchdown
Good
pass.
Protection.
Yeah, he drops it right in between the safety and the defensive back, and then Salgado does the rest. Splits the defense, runs straight up the middle there, knows he's got a touchdown, cuts a little to the left, and it's all pay dirt.
let me correct myself, because in seeing that again, it looks to me like there was a great throw by Cruz. He had the guy streaking down the sidelines, but he saw over the top coverage, so he let him inside a little bit. So you know what? I should give him the credit for that. I think that actually was intentionally thrown a little to the inside where the receiver had to come back for it, and then it was boom on to the end zone.
Yeah, Salgado looked back and saw that ball coming. It was going a little bit to the inside of the field towards the hash mark, like you were saying, because Cruz can see beyond where Salgado's looking when he's looking back to receive that ball.
He doesn't see that.
So he doesn't know that safety's over the top, ready to crush him if he catches it on a streaking route. Throws the ball, drops it right in there. Salgado does the rest. Great pass, great catch. We've seen a lot of that this season, and we're going to continue to see that here. The Kings line up here for a 2-point conversion. Well, they're backing him up.
Yeah, so one game a few games ago, it was Mike Waller, man. What a great game. And then another, it was number 88, just had this great game. And then, it's just, that is just such a good deal that we have. So many receivers can make so many great plays. Yeah. And we have this running back now that had a good run as a smaller guy, Anthony France. He hasn't played as much as some of the other guys have, but he's out there competing, and not only competing, but I mean really contributing. That's the word I was looking for, contributing to the success.
Yeah, every time we have seen France, though, he has been a very big contributor to the team, and he's kind of been like a change of pace back being thrown in there, and he's done very well every time I've seen him so far. But you're absolutely right. If it's Culliver or Barquette or Salgado or any of these guys can go out there and catch the ball and score for these Kings, it's awesome to watch. Cruz takes the snap, throws a little screen, bubble screen. Oh, it's a double pass. He's got a man in the end zone. That's Barquette. Oh, no, Darnell Thompson.
We haven't called his name yet this game, but hey, now he scored the touchdown.
Again, it could be anybody at any time. Let's take another look at that. Throws it down to the sideline, a lateral pass. Makes a man miss, stays behind the line of scrimmage, and just floats it right into the end zone. He's wide open. Oh, beautiful, beautiful play.
And what awareness. I mean, when you run a play like that where the running back is going to throw a pass, he usually doesn't have the wherewithal to make that type of move. I mean, he had to make a significant move to avoid the rush and then set up and throw a nice touch pass for a touchdown. That was a sweet play.
Yeah, that was actually a really nice pass by Mike Waller. He got the ball there on that first initial pass on the almost like a bubble screen where he received it, and he had the wherewithal to see the defender come at him, take a step to the side, still looking downfield, and then make a really nice pass. I don't know if he's played much quarterback in his life, but it looks like he's comparable, or he's able to do that.
Yeah, you got to believe somewhere, maybe a youth league or something, he's played a little bit. Yeah, because you just nailed it exactly, and I didn't even realize that was Waller, right? Because we've called him for so many other things, and now he's throwing touchdowns.
Yeah, Waller's come on as of late for the Kings, and he's been all over the field doing great things, receiving touchdowns, but he's also passing them apparently now, so that's great. That's a deep kickoff. That's exactly what you wanted. It's a little muffed on the return there.
They got a lane.
He's got a lane. Oh, he gets taken down. Ben Emo with a big hit on that play. He is fired up. He says, "Dad, watch this."
Yeah, he says hello to Ed Emo.
So that's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Ravens as they take over the ball after that big hit by Emo on that play. Yeah, it looked like he had a pretty good lane, and then boom, it just happened.
And that's one thing, too, that you can get these great hits on things like kickoffs and everything if you're covering in your lane, and that's what we talk about. You want to stay in your lane, then you break. And when you hit a ball carrier and you're perpendicular to him, in other words, you're coming across the field at him, you can hit these horrendous hits by cutting in and coming across the field at him, staying in your lane downfield.
Yeah, we got 3 wide receivers, under center, 1 back, hands off to the back, gets swallowed up right there in the backfield, and looks like he might get about 1 yard loss on the play.
And you were asking earlier about the trick plays, right? Should they be running trick plays? And the thing is, if you don't want to lose any yards, you just hand the ball up and run right up the middle, and you don't lose any yards. So the trick plays, they've been losing yards, and you would think, okay, well, let's run more trick plays. Well, they lose yards when they run trick plays, so you might as well just hand the ball up so you don't lose any yards.
That's true. And the Kings, that was on a 2-point conversion that they decided to do this that trick play, which is a good time to do it because if the ball becomes incomplete at virtually any time, then it's just an incomplete or no points on the board. Back in the shotgun set here, 3 wide, looks right, got a man right behind him. That's Benzo Scanlon on the tackle. He just wrapped him up from behind and just took him straight down to the ground.
Yeah, the thing is, great Benzo. I've watched him quite a bit. He's a good player, but it helps if the opposing team tries to block him. They did not block him. Now that's because they're worried about all the other people. But and also thanks for pointing out. I forgot. I got so fired up on that 2-point conversion. I thought we scored again. But
we did score, but only 2 points.
Yeah, and you're right. That's the time to do it. You don't lose anything really.
Yeah, you can do all the trickery you want in the world on a 2-point conversion. I mean, you're either going to make it or you're not. As long as you don't intercept the ball and give them a full touchdown. I mean, it's just incomplete or no good.
Yeah, and that's the danger. That's the problem with trick plays is they can go, so terribly wrong. That's why you worry about running a bunch of trick plays. Plus, you run a couple of trick plays, and all of a sudden, you just stay home. The defense will just stay home, play, read their keys, and the trick plays become less effective the more often you run them. But that was the perfect time to run it.
Yeah, if Mike Waller Jr., for instance, was tackled immediately after he received the ball on the outside, it would have been just no good.
Right.
It would have been okay.
It's a missed extra point.
Exactly.
So we got 3rd down and about 17.
They're showing a lot of pressure.
It was back to Appleton.
That was a nice hit.
Comes up on the play and makes the big tackle in that play.
Martin in on the stop.
28, that's Isaiah Martin.
Brings up 4th down for the Ravens.
Martin's been all over the field, as you were saying earlier. He's been making big plays, and that's going to bring up 4th down here for the Ravens.
So you're 3rd and 15, 3rd and 16, and the play of choice is to hand it off on a running play off to the short side of the field.
Yeah, I don't really understand the logic in it, other than if they just don't feel like they can do anything with the ball, then that's a time where you just settle for what you think you can do, and maybe they think they can just break a big run on the Kings, but the Kings have been kind of a bend but don't break team this whole season, and I haven't really seen them break. So they kick the punt off. It's a deep punt.
Good punt.
It's bouncing at the 20-yard line. It's going back.
Mike Waller down there to pick it up. He's got a blocker over here.
He's got a room on his left. He's got room on his right. He's coming straight up the middle. He's got no flags so far on the play. He's coming up the 40-yard line, the 30-yard line. 2 blockers out in front. The 10, the 5. Touchdown, Mike Waller Jr.
And what you love.
And he dives on the mat in the end. It's a beautiful thing.
And again, an indication, we talk about it, it's getting old, the hustle. The 2 closest guys to him as he enters the end zone are his own teammates running downfield to block. The 2 closest people to him as he crosses the end zone are his own guys.
Exactly. It's beautiful. That was a case of where it looked like the Ravens may have outkicked their own coverage, especially with that good bounce that was favorable to them had he just down the ball or, settle for what was down there.
Yeah.
But instead, he just found a lane. He had room to his left and room to his right. He selected the right door, and he went right, and then he had blockers out in front and ran straight down the sideline. That's good for another touchdown for the Kings. There's our special teams touchdown we haven't seen yet. And that's going to bring the Kings 27 to the Ravens 0 with 11:28 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's 13, something like 13-0 at the end of the first quarter. I said, hey, pretty close game. But it was a good point, too, Ray. He made a little cut here, ran a little bit, made another little cut, and then just accelerated. So that's a good eye there.
Yeah, he had the blockers out in front. It was pretty much inevitable that was going to be a touchdown as he was going. So the Kings are going to settle to just do an extra point on this play because they're back to 7 per time. Kick is up. Dickey kicks it up, and it is good. So with that, the Kings go ahead 28-0 with 11 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the second quarter. The Kings are putting it on them, and they are playing very disciplined football. We haven't seen any of the crazy
we're deep in our own territory. They're deep in their own territory, so they don't even try to pass on third down. That's the point right there.
Exactly. And, it's the Ravens are going to have to take a shot at some point. They're going to have to try to start to move the ball forward. And whether they got to do that in the passing game, we've seen them switch from that I formation you were talking about at the beginning, where they're under centers receiving the snaps down there. And now they've gone to like a shotgun set. But a couple of times in that shotgun set, they went with a running back direct snap. And I guess I was right without even knowing this team as far as they're going to run the ball.
Right.
They're just trying to get a break. But you're down 28 points with a long time to go in the second quarter. It is pretty dismal at this point. King set to kick off, kick the ball deep down the field. That's a really nice kick. It's going to go down to the 2-yard line. He receives the ball.
Danielle Sullivan
makes a move and gets nowhere. It's dropped down.
Yeah, you saw as he was being brought down, you saw his leg get wrapped on him a little bit, and this is a little thing for you younger players, a coaching point. Anytime you feel yourself getting rolled back over or back up, pick your feet up out of the ground. Get your ankles together and just kick them out and go ahead and sit down. But luckily he wasn't injured there.
Yeah, that was Rosendo Robinson on the tackle there. He came all the way back from middle, obviously the line of scrimmage where we kicked the ball, and he was ready. Didn't take the juke anyway at all. He just went straight through and made the tackle. So the Ravens will take over on the 18-yard line here.
Jackson back in at quarterback.
Then we got Benzo Scanlon, 53, at the Kings right end, and then our old buddy Isaiah Martin there's at left end, and they got a timeout.
And that's going to be a timeout on the field there.
Hey, so you know, Ray, I took a load of refrigerators last night down to Portland. Had to get a couple hours of sleep, so I need a place, a good close place, nice, clean, reasonable rates. So I like to stay at the new motel that I stay at. And after we get back, I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, so the Kings here are just all business today. They are coming out firing on all cylinders. 28-0 so far with 11:06 to go here in the second quarter. This is an onslaught at this point. So now, what were you saying, Randall?
Yeah, well, there's a new Best Inn that I stay. It's right there on the corner between it's between Kent and Des Moines. In fact, it's right off of the Kent Des Moines exit 149. That's B if you're heading north, exit 149A. If you're going south, I guess it's an existential exit because it's the same road. 149A, 149B. You head west, right there at 99, first light, make a U-turn, come back first right, and you're home. This is New Best Inn. They have the NFL Network. They have ESPN. They have 5 HBOs. So the New Best Inn, and I'll give you the number after this play.
So the Ravens line up and similar formation, I formation, 2 wide receivers, under center, takes a snap, hands off to the back, a little cut back to the left, and he gets dropped pretty hard there. It looks like about a 2-yard gain on the play, though, so they're getting some positive yards on the play.
I think it's at 40. It's tough to see that number.
Yeah, that's
Sergio Brown. Is that number 40? That's too bad. I really should have picked that up because that was such a great hit. We had trouble seeing the numbers on these jerseys. That looks like number 40, Sergio Brown. We'll give him credit for that.
Yeah, it's a little difficult with these gray on black jerseys. It's kind of hard to see. We're pretty familiar with all the players out here, right. So we know with the hair it's going to be either Emo or LaFou. So I mean, it's something that we're accustomed to seeing on the outside edges there.
Good squared up right before the hit and charged through him. Good hit.
Exactly. Drops back to pass. He's running for his life back there. Vika right on his tail as he rolls out all the way to the side, throws the ball just deep over the zone receiver. That's going to be incomplete. Man, he escaped a very bad situation. He almost got tackled about the 1-yard line on the corner there.
And in fact, you know what? I think that Adam Cruz, I'm going to say this, Adam Cruz could take a little guidance from there, right? Throw the ball away when you're getting chased that deep.
Yeah, I'm not going to go ahead and question anything Adam Cruz is doing out there on the field. He's been maintaining quite a process there at quarterback.
I was being somewhat facetious, but that's a good point.
Yeah, lot of times when Cruz does get in trouble and he's rolling out like that, he's rolling, looking downfield, and if there ain't nobody downfield, he's just not going to throw the ball down there. He'd rather just take the sack. His offense is great enough that they're going to, we saw, a 50-yard loss, and he just went ahead and got another first down or a touchdown in the next couple of plays. So
absolutely.
It happens. So the Ravens switching it up a little bit. They got 4 wide for the first time in the game. Shotgun set, single back. They're going to try to defend against this Kings rush here.
Blitz off the corner.
And they're going to go ahead and blow the whistle on the play. That's a dead ball.
Yeah, and I think they're lucky.
False start there.
Yeah, against the Ravens, but they didn't even pick up it. I think that's Ed Emo, or not Ed. What am I talking about? He's no Ed Emo.
Ben.
I'm no Ed Emo. Ben Emo. That's Ben Emo.
Yeah, Ben was coming in hot on the side there.
Yeah, and they didn't pick him up. I'm not sure what was going on there.
Yeah, when they blew the whistle, they were just saving lives in the backfield. That's for sure.
Right.
So the Ravens will try again. 3rd down and about 15 yards to go.
Coming off the edge again.
Takes the snap, nowhere to go. He's got people all around him. Ball comes out. Looks like the Kings, they're calling the Kings ball there on the 4-yard line. Correction, 3-yard line. That's Vika Lafou. Coming right down the middle there. Let's see what happens here. The ball pops out, drops right in between a few players. That's going to be first down and goal from the 3-yard line here for the Kings.
And the guy came off the right end again, same person, and they didn't pick him up 2 plays in a row. They got to see that. They got to pick that up. And, the thing was, we're not sending a whole lot of people. 3, 4, sometimes 5 in that case.
Yeah, we had two linebackers coming in on that play there. So it was both on the edge. So they were coming in pretty hot at this point. So the Kings line up here on the 3-yard line. First down and goal. Hand the ball off right up the middle. Puts his head down and gets stuffed. That's a good stop by the Ravens. They were not moving on that play. They actually came up and met him right at the beginning and stopped him right at the line of scrimmage. That's a loss of about 1 or 2 yards on that play.
He hit it hard, too. I mean, it wasn't dancing around. Because, you always say it on the goal line.
Yeah.
Boom, hit it in there. And he whamming, he was jamming, and then all of a sudden, boom, stopped. Exactly like you're saying. So now, what I always say, hey, let's see our line just knock those guys into the end zone. By those guys, I mean the defense.
Yeah, Cruz back in shotgun set. 3 wide receivers, big package. Hands the ball off, gets up, gets taken down about the 1-yard line. Anthony France on the carry. It's down to the 1-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and goal for the Kings here.
Okay, can I try to find something to maybe question a little bit?
I mean, really, you can try, but it'd be pretty difficult at this point. They got the ball in a very short yardage position, and they're just trying to impose their will on the line there. So
I like the calls. I say knock them into the end zone line. That's what I say. Get in there and knock them off the ball.
We might see something from Cruz taking the snap there. That's going to be good for a touchdown there. Anthony France with another touchdown for the Kings. And we get a train horn just in time on that one, too, right after this touchdown was scored by the Amtrak train going by, or correction.
It's like part of the whole plan.
Yeah. I didn't know the Kings could do that. They set it up so the trains whistle as they score touchdowns nowadays. What a beautiful thing.
Hey, give me a shout out to Coach Mack, right? Now, because it's 3 plays in a row, you're not getting too much, but he did it same play. Man, you know what? Because he wanted to see that too.
Exactly.
Let's knock him back into the end zone. So kudos to Coach Mack for just keep running it, even though the first 2 didn't work out so well. Didn't have far to go, though.
Yeah, Kings setting for the extra point here. Paul Dickey back. Been pretty good this season with those extra points as well as field goals that he's attempted. They don't attempt a lot. That's up, and that's good.
Yeah, so when I do all night runs to Portland, I got to get back here, right? So I just get a motel, the New Best Inn, and the phone number is 206-870-1280. They have the NFL Network, 5 HBOs, ESPN. I watched a bunch of the training camp now they have on. Great show going on. So that's 206-870-1280. And tell them Randall sent you. Well, that won't help you at all, but that might help me a little bit. So New Best Inn. Thanks, Ray.
Randall, today I work at a sports bar, so I also bartend there, and it was at the Mill in Milton, which is a great place. You guys check it out. But Well, I got the pleasure of watching the Hall of Fame inductions today. Kenny Easley from the Seattle Seahawks was inducted into the Hall of Fame today, and I think that everybody in this area, anybody that grew up with the Seahawks, remembers this guy. This guy was a defensive monster out on the field. Did everything. Watching him go out there and his humility while he did his speech, it was just amazing to watch, and it was a lot of fun. It's great any time that any of our team gets in there. As a longtime Seahawks fan, getting to see these guys go in. Steve Hutchinson is up for Hall of Fame next season, which would be great to pair him with Walter Jones. They can sit next to each other for eternity on that Hall of Fame team, which would be really cool.
Wow, good alert! I didn't realize Hutch was up there. Great. I think he's a first ballot electee.
Kings kick the ball off, deep kick, going about to the 15-yard line, nice and high on that one.
Latique Banks.
Oh, the ball comes out. Ball comes out. Where's it going? Oh, they're giving the Ravens the ball on that one. Man, he tried to make a move and he got hit and the ball just popped right on out.
That is just some hard hitting going on out there.
Yeah, that was some good awareness by the Ravens to be able to make sure that they got on that ball after the last fumble that happened there. That'd have been horrible to have two fumbles back in their own territory.
One on
deep.
the 3.
Yeah, the one on the 3 is very, very bad, but that would have been also bad.
So Ray, where is this that you work?
I work at the Mill in Milton. It's a sports bar, brand new up in the area, all farm to table dining, great food, 17 4K TVs. It's a sports bar. It's located on the corner of Milton Way and Meridian up in Milton. Milton's kind of the central area for Tacoma, Federal Way, all of these areas. So come check us out sometime. Great drinks, great food.
So if someone was intrigued by your voice over the air, they could come in and actually see you there?
Absolutely, and I am willing to do other work as well. So.
Hey, get them on the phone. Tell them to stream this game right now at www.cgame.live.
Ravens take the snap. It goes back beyond the quarterback. It goes out. It looked like there was some confusion. It gets dropped back, and that's a big loss on the play, about 10 yards or so on the play.
And these Kings, they do know how to hit, because you see he's running, and then the next instant he's running forward, and the next instant he's running backwards. I mean, and it was, boom, man, I don't even know who made the hit, but that's what we do. Square up, too. That's the other thing, too. You see they were squared up, driving down the field into the hit.
Yeah, it looked like there might have been some miscommunication of whether that was a direct snap to the running back or to the quarterback. It basically went right between them. The quarterback reached up, and the ball was not near where he needed it to be.
Yeah, I don't think that was planned. If it was, possibly they should drop that from their game plan. Hey, Ray, do they have like beers on tap there where you work?
We have 20 beers on tap.
20 beers on tap.
The majority of all those beers, they are all local distilleries. We support the local community. We get actually all of our food is farm fresh from local farmers in the Puyallup Valley here, out of the Puyallup Farmers Market, and it's one of the most unique dining experiences you can have. And the drinks are awesome. There's 17 4K TVs. It's going to be a great place to watch football this season. So as the Ravens are set to take the ball, 4 wide set, which we have not seen anything of. He's got some pressure in his face, a little bit of blocking, makes a nice move in the backfield, got a man downfield, just overthrows him. Wow, that was a pretty good play. It was intended for Lamar Williams Jr., number 16.
Geez, I tell you what, he makes that catch, and that would be a big catch to make.
Yeah, that would be really near the first down marker on that play. It would be a big play, exactly.
So farm fresh food, 20 beers on tap, a lot of them are local, and big screen TVs all over, and they get to talk to you?
Absolutely.
That's got to be a winner there.
Come in and shoot the breeze. We'll talk sports. We are also having fantasy football drafts there. If you're interested, you're a commissioner for your own league, call the Mill in Milton or stop on by. We have a Facebook page as well. We will be happy to set you up with a time for you and your league to come and do your draft there. We'll provide you with all the stuff you need to do it, including draft boards, player profiles, and of course drink specials and food specials while you do it. It's going to be amazing.
The Mill in Milton, even the name is cool.
It's going to be a first down for the Ravens on a personal foul against the Kings.
We were too busy giving you plugs. I didn't even see it.
Yeah, the Ravens, they're second down and 4 on that personal foul. Still very good for positive yards for them. They're going to line up again in a 4-wide set. They're doing what we were saying they need to do, is make some moves, do some things different. Martin. He's running out to the side. He's got a man. Oh, almost a great one-handed catch there.
Yeah, so that was Isaiah Martin coming off the right side. They only rushed 4 on that play, and that's a case where you need the left end of the Kings to get upfield, contain him, keep the guy in the middle so that he can't move out, roll out that way, and that would be a big play. But that was a pretty good play as it was.
Yeah, quarterback for the Ravens, Daniel Sullivan, was scrambling really well. He had a lot of pressure on him, and he made a couple moves in the backfield and actually got a ball off. And I mean, if they can continue to do that, they're going to eventually connect with one of these receivers. And the Kings are very disciplined on defense, and they're not letting them get open, not breaking down on defense, and they're staying where they need to be, even with the pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, that's a good point. The quarterback's been doing well for the opposing team.
So that's 3rd down and 5 here. Looking to his left, he's got a man right in his face. He takes a huge hit right there. That's a big sack on the play. Holy cow. Wow. Well, watch as he comes around the corner. He comes off and nobody on him, man. That's a big play.
Scanlon.
Yeah.
You know what? The last play, I mentioned the left end for the Kings didn't get up into the contained position. I didn't say it that way, but that'd be a little too negative. And then Isaiah Martin lost out a little bit on the sack because the quarterback was able to roll. Guess what? On that play, Benzo Scanlon ran the perfect contained rush upfield, turns it in, and nails the quarterback. And that means Isaiah Martin is more likely to get sacks also, and the big guys working up the inside. And all, again, it's that word synergy. That pass rush, when you get the ends and contain, upfield, turning in and contain, the big guys working upfield, together, that results in sacks.
Yeah, so the Ravens will be forced to punt the ball here on 4th down and long. Scanlon came around the corner and he hit him like a truck.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a big hit. Took the quarterback down. Got some pressure in his face. Almost blocked. There's a short kick with a bounce on the 50-yard line. It's going to go. Ravens are going to down the ball there at the 42-yard line.
And here's a coaching point. You see, we're getting on to the punter, but we don't rush him because what did he not do?
He did not rough the kicker.
Right.
It's important because that can give them a first down, and then they're back in offensive form, and they're ready to go again.
And here's a coaching point for maybe some of your younger players. You always see guys dive, and I watch it all the time when I see blocked punts. You almost never need to dive to block the punt. You usually want to stay on your feet, and if anything, jump up in the air. And that's something that's really impressive about these Kings. They are so disciplined. They don't go diving at the guy, which you end up roughing the punter. Instead, they stay on their feet, get to the position. If they don't block it, they don't rush the punter.
Exactly.
Rough the punter.
So we got 5 wide set up here for Cruz. He's got a 1 back, shotgun set, looks left.
Got a guy.
Top. That's going to be picked off. The Ravens taking the ball from the 50 to the 45 to the 40 and gets tackled out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
Let's see if we can see that again because, uh-oh.
Got a little scuffling, a little extracurricular activity.
Just walk away.
They're doing it. They're doing exactly what they should be doing. They're just breaking it up. We're just playing some football out here. Grab your helmet. It's time to go. Great tackle. Way to stop him on the return there.
That was Marcus Reed with the tackle out of bounds.
Now, if it escalates again, the league might want to look into a rule about people leaving the sidelines and crossing the field. Now, if it ends, then that's good. Well, it's still going on. So the WWFA might want to look into that if you leave the sidelines on an altercation, there are ramifications.
Let's see that interception again here. Yeah, Cruz looked like he threw it off his back foot and it kind of just floated it up there. Could have been received, but the defensive player was right where he needed to be to make that catch, and he runs up the sideline, and that was a good tackle. And Reed's helmet popped off on the play.
And you see him, he's getting pulled back. Coaching point again, you're getting pulled back over. That's kind of like the old horse collar. If that happens to you and you're playing, kick your feet out. Just kick your feet out underneath. Sit down. Don't sit down too hard on your rear end because you can then injure your tailbone. But that's one of those things where you don't want to struggle against that. Remember the horrible play when the great receiver for the 49ers, Jerry Rice, I think almost ended his career. He got face masked. They didn't even hit his knee. He was just running that little twisting motion. If that happens, kick your feet out, go ahead and sit down and be done with the play.
Yeah, it's important that these things are things that are taught to you at a young age, so that you don't get in any trouble, don't get injured while you're out on the field. And it looks like they've kind of resolved what was going on. Now the referees are just going to figure out what the penalties are going to be and what's going to be assessed on that play. It was a big play for the Ravens. They got the interception, got a great return on the ball. Adam Cruz makes one of his rare mistakes, and he's just trying to make something happen. Maybe he was listening to you about throwing the ball down the field and trying to get it out of the way.
It is my fault.
But either way, the fact of the matter is that it's going to be the Ravens' ball. That play is going to stand, and then whatever happened afterwards, I'm guaranteeing that there's going to be at least a little bit of offsetting penalties on this play because both teams were involved in all of this scuffle. So we'll see what they call out here on the field, and I'm sure it's a lot to iron out. Not just the flags that need ironing, but overall, it's a lot to iron out with all the different things.
And on that, just this, I guess I'm so enamored with Cruz is that I thought, the receiver was held. I mean, I'm not saying I saw that, but just when I saw the receiver standing there where the ball was, I was literally looking for that flag that needs to be unwrinkled. I was looking for the flag because I thought, yeah, he must have been held.
Yeah, it's a rare instance that we see that, and a lot of times I'm really impressed with Cruz as far as like watching him throw the ball off of his back foot, not stepping into the pass, and that was a case where he was doing that, and he took a good shot as soon as he let go of that ball. He got a guy right in his stomach, and that can definitely alter your play. It takes a little bit off of the ball generally when you're doing that, but we've seen him, running to his left, throwing with his right like 100 times over, and every time I see it happening and starting to develop, I get a little bit worried, and then he proves me wrong every single time. And it's a pleasure to watch him out here. One mistake's not going to cost him the game. We're sitting here in the second quarter with 5 minutes to go. The Kings have a commanding lead of 35-0 over the Ravens. They're just trying to spend a little bit more day out here in the grass. That's all we're trying to do right now.
Well, I don't like to admit this, but my memory is fading. So I don't necessarily remember the plays, but I remember the play. It was a game ago, maybe a couple of games ago. Can't remember the game. He's rolling to the left. He's being flushed out of the pocket. He's rolling. He throws across his body. It's like 30 yards, probably 40 yards in the air. And the receiver drops his feet right at the end line of the end zone. It's like you're talking about. It was amazing. Throwing across his body, off his back foot, drops a touch pass where if the receiver doesn't catch it, no one does.
Yeah, that's another thing too is these guys have pretty good memories. They're out here, they're playing exactly the way they need to. They're coming out, and when they make a mistake, like for example Scanlon dropping that ball near the end zone, he came out and proved us all wrong. That was just a fluke. He came out and ran that huge touchdown play just moments later, and then Salgado. And Cruz is probably going to do the same thing. He's going to remember that interception, and he's going to not make that same mistake again. Yeah, so the refs are still conferring and figuring out what's going on exactly with this play. Hopefully there's no ramifications besides a couple penalties on this play.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how they do that on playoffs, because some leagues, and I'm not even sure that this league has it, but some leagues, if there's certain types of unsportsmanlikes or fights and that kind of stuff, then you end up being ineligible for games after that. And I don't know how they do this on playoffs. And I guess I'm kind of jumping ahead, just filling in some time here, because we really don't even know that there was any type of that penalty. We don't really know what happened.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what those flags are for out there on the field any more than anybody at home watching this game do. We can only assume, and we're broadcasting for the Kings, so we're assuming that it's going to be okay for the Kings on their standpoint. There's a lot of flags out there, and there was every player, it looked like every player and coach on both sides was involved in it, whether they were in there breaking it up or involved in the altercation. That's a whole nother thing. But we saw a lot of stuff happen. And like I said, I think it's probably going to be a lot of offsetting stuff and maybe one personal foul at the end for one team or the other. And I'm not even sure which one, because when he made the tackle out of bounds there, Marcus Reed's helmet popped right off too. So I mean, is that what started the altercation? Was it ripped off? We don't know. So we'll find out here as soon as the coaches and the referees all get it going on. And so we'll take a look one more time here at the interception.
You mentioned the coaches over on the side, but I'm sure they were not involved in any altercations. Now let's see, what is it?
It looked like a pretty clean tackle out of bounds, and
I'm not seeing on that.
His helmet just popped off.
And the deal on the helmets, the thing is now they make in college, they make you leave the game. I really don't like that. They say they do that because they're concerned about people are wearing their helmets too loose. The problem is that now it's the 4-point. We got a little bit of time here. Did you want to jump in there on something there?
Yeah, I was just going to say that the Kings are coming into the middle of the field here, and they're all grouping together and talking with the coaching staff. There's no referees over in the area, and they're trying to figure out exactly what's going on. And I think they're just kind of going over it. You can see Tutu's in the middle. He's just telling people basically, like, this is what we got. We're in the playoffs. Let's just keep going, keep plugging away, keep scoring points. If they keep putting the pressure on and keep scoring touchdowns, it doesn't matter what the other team wants to say. It's going to be all Kings all day. So it's important that the Kings can get out here and just keep playing football. Don't get any extracurricular stuff, and let's just keep playing ball.
Yeah, and you see one of the coaches out there is the DB coach. It's Jonathan Segura. See, he's right there in front of me, and he's chastising those guys. Jonathan, actually, this is what these coaches are like. This is how they're into it. He was down at SC's preseason practice last week. He was down there, went to some of the practices, check out what's going on. He showed me some pictures that he got with the coaches down there. So that's the thing about these coaches, is they're really into it. And again, Coach Segura down to the SC practice to pick up some coaching points.
Yeah, I think it's just important. Cooler heads will prevail. They'll figure out what's going on, and we'll just continue on with this game. So
they have the owners out there in the middle also talking to the officials. It seems that they are going to eject some players. That's the way they're writing down, the way the officials writing it on his note card. Of course, that could be wrong, but that's often what they will do when they're getting ready to send someone off.
Yeah, absolutely. And while we have a little bit of time here, I'd like to mention one of our fans in attendance. Leah is celebrating her 33rd. Leah Wilson is celebrating her 33rd birthday with us. I never made it to my 33rd. I just stopped at 27 and just keep doing it over and over again. So, happy birthday, Leah! Thanks for joining us today out here at the field.
Okay, so let me just tap me when you got something there, but about the helmets coming off. See, now they have a snap. They have two snaps on each side, 4-point helmet. They have a snap in the front, snap in the back. When one of those snaps come off, the other snap that's still there actually starts pulling the helmet off. It's preloaded. If you were into physics, it'd be a preloaded system. You have a snap to the back, snap to the front. That's to keep the helmet from rocking back and forth. Remember those classic pictures of the 60s football players with blood coming down the bridge of their nose, teeth missing? That's because those helmets used to rock up and back, up and down. If you see those guys wearing those helmets, those are super, super tight helmets. That's to keep it from rocking. The problem is when one snap comes off, that helmet then is stressed and is being pulled off. The way to not lose your helmet is to have one snap in the middle. The old helmets, there was one snap towards the bottom of the earpiece, so to speak. That keeps the helmet on. So if you don't want to lose your helmet, if you want to keep it on for sure, add a third strap right there in the middle. That will keep, if one of the other snaps comes off, that will keep it from being pulled off by the snap that's still connected. And we had some time, so I figured I'd get into that.
Yeah, the referee was out there. There's multiple penalties on the play. Just trying to get it situated. It looks like it's going to be possibly in the Ravens' favor overall because the line judge is out at about the 25-yard line there. There was an array of penalties issued from both sides of the ball.
A big one to our own head coach, Coach Tutu.
Yeah, that brings today is Tutu's birthday. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Happy
Birthday day.
And we get another train whistle just for Tutu. That's amazing.
That's the birthday whistle.
Man, they got that thing timed very well today, don't they, Randall?
Yeah, we missed you last week, but last week on 2 occasions, well, actually only once, the train went by, blew its horn, and our receiver jumped off sides. Or the receiver jumped off sides twice, and I blamed it on the train twice, but only once it was a train coming by. But it was somewhat humorous. He's in the stance, he's ready to go. And, receivers aren't supposed to go on the snap count. They go on the ball snap.
Yes.
The whistle goes off on the train, and that guy just jumped and took off running.
Well, I definitely like it when the whistle blows for Tutu's birthday or for a touchdown we score. That seems to be a lot better from my perspective. I'm really enjoying that. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, they're getting this all situated out here. We're taking a little bit of time to figure it all out.
So as you always point out, and I really like the way you do that these guys are intense, they're into it, and your temper get going sometimes. It's not even temper sometimes, it's just adrenaline. And you point this out all the time, that they go home, this isn't their life. This is a lot of fun. You love it, but they have other things going on in their life.
Exactly, yeah. They basically, all these guys have normal jobs, normal lives, families, wives, children, all of it, mothers, fathers, whatever you want to say. But these guys are just here to play football for the passion of the game. No one wants to see any of these guys get hurt. They don't want to get injured, so they can't go to their job on a day-to-day basis. They can't make the money that they need to support their family and friends. It's really important that these guys actually go ahead and they play very hard, and they're playing for their team and for their warriors in the trenches. But it's a big boys sport, playing football. Yes. And there's altercations. There's going to be issues. The Seattle Seahawks just the other day, Jermaine Ifedi and Fant got into it, and one of them punched the other in the face. And you know what? They're okay. They're all back out practicing today. So it is what it is. It's football. It's heated. It's passionate. And I know when I get into something, I'm all in on it. So if you get in my way, I'm going to try to run you over. So it's just how it works in life and in football, but especially football.
I saw someone try to take tips for me the other day, and okay.
Never would happen.
That didn't happen. I don't know. I just threw that out there.
So it looks like they're going to spot the ball here at about the Kings' 13-yard line, and the Ravens are going to take over. So that's going to be about
look at this.
It looks like only about a 15-yard difference from where the ball went out of bounds. So I guess I was close when I said it looked like there'd be one personal foul in the favor of the Ravens after everything was said and done from that scuffle. Cooler heads have prevailed, and we are ready to play some football again. We got a 2-wide set, split backs, shotgun set. Quarterback almost takes the ball, and it's another direct snap there. Gets tackled in the backfield. That's Jordan Montevallo on the carry. He gets hit in the backfield for a loss of about 5.
I'm wondering if that's Scanlon again. It was the right end of the Kings. Comes off. You got to do a little bit of a job of picking him up. He didn't get slowed down very much. Good, hard off the edge rush. If it's a pass, he can adjust upfield, get him in contain. If it's a run, well, what happens right there.
Yeah, so that'll bring up second down, about 15 yards for the Ravens here. Working in Kings territory for the first time of the day, deep in the Kings territory. They got a big formation. The wide receivers tucked in on the side. It looks like they're going to hand the ball off to the back. The back goes up the middle. He gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and he gets taken down.
Yeah, I thought that had a chance right there. They hit in there real good. Misdirection. Quarterback continues out like a bootleg. Running back hits in there, and I think, man, that looks good. And it was, what, a yard?
Yeah, that's exactly what you always allude to, is the discipline and staying in your lanes and doing exactly what you want to do. They did the misdirection. The defense shifted towards that, but they stayed in their holes for the cutback on the backside there. Pretty commonplace. We've seen it so often now that they're able to stay exactly where they need to be so that they can make the play, stop the run, stop the pass, whatever it takes. So that's going to bring up third down and about 15 yards for the Ravens. Ravens trying to get some points on the board here with 3 minutes to go in the half. And they just keep bringing more linemen in to block for him. He's got, ball comes out. It goes out to the backfield. 31 picks it up. He's running to the sideline. He's got some space. He gets run over by Emo. Wow, what a big hit. We hit that on tape. Oh, my goodness.
And that was a great hit. However, I would say play the ball.
He was just trying to get to the ball, and he had to run through that blocker to get over there. So, yeah, takes the ball outside there. And, oh, you did not see it in the replay, but, man, that was a big hit.
Yeah, it was a great play all around there. I would say don't go for the hit. Go make the tackle down there. It was a great play, great hit. That's an all-star hit. I think that'll be make the highlight film.
Yeah, he definitely was running. He looked like he was dead set on the ball, and a blocker got in his way. And it's like breaking up a fight. Sometimes you're just an object to be removed in there, and that blocker was definitely exactly that. Looks like they're going to try a long field goal here.
We don't see a lot of field goals in this league.
Definitely not, but the Ravens are trying to put some points on the board before the half. We've seen a lot of times where the teams get down early against the Kings and then they try to do whatever they can. That's a good kick. That is just wide. Wow, that was a pretty good kick. He had good distance on that and just a little bit wide right on that play.
And look at the sportsmanship out there. Well, we're not showing it here, but the Kings are going over and helping guys up, and that's something that I'm going to start pointing that out a little more. But I've noticed that in the last few plays, right? They get heated, they get moving, but the Kings, you see them all the time going over to their opponent, helping them up, patting them on the back, and so they have, when they're out there playing, they got some good sportsmanship.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like we were just saying, it's a battle in this on the gridiron out here. These guys are out here trying to do whatever they can, and they were just in a huge scuffle just a minute ago. No one got hurt during the scuffle. Everyone was heated up and ready to go, and then like 2 plays later, they're picking their opponent up off the ground and patting them on the back. That's exactly what you want, is sportsmanship out of your team, and the Kings are showing it today.
Our guy left tackle checked in. Dollarite.
First down and 10 for your Kings. Ball on the 22.
We got a 4 wide set, single back, hand off to the back, runs to the left. That's France again on the carry, gets out to about the 28-yard line, running off the left side of the line there.
I didn't see the backfield action. I was watching the line, but I saw the line pop up as if it was a pass. Might have been a little draw action pass. They hit in there and gained 5-6 yards.
Yeah, they're trying to get another play off before the 2-minute warning here. It's about 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the quarter. We got a little pass. Ball comes out. It's going to be incomplete. That was just a forward pass.
Yeah.
That wasn't by a lot, but Button dropped the ball. It was a little bit low for him to grab.
That was Daryl Amstead was the defender, and that was smart, right? You don't know. It looked close to a lateral to me, and he ran over and tried to pick it up. Luckily, it was a forward pass.
That'll give him one more play probably before the 2-minute warning here. The incomplete pass stops the clock. Crew's lined up 4 wide, calling out players. Running back shifting sides. The penalty on the flag, maybe some movement on the line.
Yeah, from the reaction, and someone must have flinched from the reaction of the defender. And big chance, Dollarite, we've talked about him before. He's over there on the left tackle. He is NFL size. He's got some hopes of going on, maybe the CFL. And so far, when he's been out there on this game, he's been doing a pretty good job of squaring up on his guy and keeping him off of the backfield or the running backs.
Yeah, you look at Chance. He's a big man out there. He's got a head on a lot of the other players out there, and he looks like he is a true athlete out there. Definitely larger in size than a lot of the players on the field here. He's one of those guys that do have a body that's ready to play higher level football than even this. Playing that left tackle position, I'm sure Cruz loves him there. There's a pass right up the middle. He's got a man. He gets the catch. That's Parquette. He's going to outrun some players, drop his shoulder. Oh, lateral back. Oh, my goodness. And he gets wrapped up and taken down. That was amazing.
Did you get the number?
I did not. That was Tyler Button that received that lateral pass. Wow.
Yeah, and watch this. Tyler's down there. He's trying to throw a block.
Yeah, look at this.
Now watch the throw.
Look at the pass, though. That was beautiful.
Flick it out. 88's get it. See, Tyler's up there trying to throw a block.
He does, and then he's following behind. Barquette looks behind him and just drops the ball behind him, and Button goes up. Wow.
And look at how many black shirts. They're 40 yards downfield, and it's been a lateral after a long run. And you got black shirts. And so that's one thing for me. That's how I judge hustle, is how many shirts are around the ball carrier when he goes down. Well, there's always going to be shirts, but you have your shirts, in this case, black shirts. And that's just great hustle.
Yeah, that's one of those things that Barquette is known, for me at least, from my perspective. Barquette is out there. He's another guy with one of those big bodies. He looks like he should be playing at a different level. I mean, he's just a monster of a man out there. Catches the ball in stride. Yeah. And Button sets a really nice block for him to get through the middle there. Yep. And then he turns around and just flips the ball to Button, and it's right in his hands, which is the really surprising part about it, because a lot of times when you do those laterals, they're sloppy and they don't look like they're going to go where they need to go. I mean, I'm thinking we could see some hook and ladder action from a Barquette Button. Can we call it a Barquette Button if it's the completion of the lateral there?
You know, I wonder if 88 has played some rugby, because that's the type of thing a rugby player, that's something rugby players do. So I'm just guessing from that.
Yeah, he just turned and tossed the ball back. That was great. So as Cruz sets up, we got 4 wide receivers. We'll single back. Cruz takes the snap, throws it up the field. He's got a man. Throws it up, and the defense just stops, and that's good for another touchdown, Kings. Oh, well,
let's see that again. Did he just run? You think he must have made some type of move.
I think he just ran straight up the sideline. That's Mike Waller Jr. receiving the pass from Adam Cruz. Just catches the ball, and just he's all alone and goes strutting in the end zone.
As far as he's past the defender, you figure he must have just run.
Yeah. I think the defender must have been thinking that he was going to make a move, and then he just ran just straight by him, and as soon as that ball was in the air, the defender just walked away. They knew that there was nothing they could do about that. What a play. Good pass. Good reception. Yeah, Waller Jr. all over the field today, that's for sure. There's always one of them. Sometimes 2 or 3 or 4 of them.
But like you say, it's a stable. And the running backs, too. We're seeing guys that haven't played a whole lot of running back that are out here making great plays.
That's a high snap. Ball's bouncing around. As long as no one returns it, that's going to be down. That's going to be incomplete for the 2-point conversion. It's no good. 1 minute, 46 seconds to go in the game. It's your Puyallup Nation Kings 41. The Ravens 0.
And they have a mercy rule. And that happened the last game, and I think it's 45 points. After 45 points, or 45-point lead, they run the clock.
They just keep running the clock the whole time, no matter what's going on.
And we could be there by halftime. I believe they won't do it in the first half.
Yeah, I think that the rule is that if it's a 45-point lead and it's in the second half, then they just continue to run the clock until the clock runs out.
Right. Hey, the guy that took the lateral on that play, Button?
Yeah.
It's karma in a way, because he was down there throwing, not to go and get a lateral. I'm sure that caught him by surprise as much as it did us. He was down there throwing blocks so number 88 could get more yards, right? And then he's in the place, and what a smart. Coaches would usually say, "What? Don't do that." I say, do it, right? 88 thinking, using his head, laterals it back.
In that situation, I think it was a good move. It didn't really result in a lot more yardage gained or anything, but it was fun to watch. I'll tell you that. And we got the kickoff here. We're going to receive the ball about the 8-yard line. Receives a couple jukes left and right. Goes up. Gets to about the 25-yard line. That's probably the best return they've had so far.
Tackle made by Pierre Culliver.
Pierre Culliver, wide receiver out there making the tackle.
And he's, again, right, this is a guy that in past games, we've just been very impressed by him. He's made some great plays, and he goes down and covers kickoffs.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that every one of these wide receivers, I can't really see. I mean, they're all different sizes. They're all different shapes. They're all playing in different spots, but overall, they have the same results. They throw the ball, Cruz targets them, finds them, they get the ball, they score touchdowns. It is clockwork. It is fun to watch.
everything you said, it's even deeper than what you said. I mean, everything is right to an nth degree. Yeah, it's amazing. I like you point out too is how the change of pace. 88's one of those big guys. He's got speed, right? Then they have some of these little quicker guys, and then they have quicker guys making tackles on kickoffs.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing watching these guys out here. I mean, it seems like the Kings are just loaded. That's all I can say as far as the team goes. Like, they look like my fantasy football team. Like, my fantasy football team always wins. And if I could pick a fantasy football team for this league, it would just be the Kings. Every King on there. Like, I'll take all the wide receivers. I'll take the running backs, all of them. I mean, there's just no way you could lose with that.
Guys that you didn't take, that you couldn't pick on the Kings, other teams would pick them and use them to beat you.
Yeah, some of the guys that don't see a lot of playing time on the Kings would be like prolific standout players for some of these other teams in the league. I mean, the Kings have like the stable. I can't say it enough. I mean, it is a stable. Like, they're not that they're all horses, but they're kind of thoroughbreds out there, man. They run the ball down the field. Running backs are carrying the load for the team, and it just seems like everything that they do is working. But as we both know, it all starts on the offense and defensive line.
The line.
And they got it. I'm telling you, they got it.
We got Isaiah Martin out on the right end of us, and on the left end, I believe, is Benzo Scanlon.
And we have our second timeout.
It's going to be a timeout for the Ravens here. Minute 41 to go in the game. We're here in the second quarter, almost into halftime. Your Puyallup Nation Kings 41, the Ravens 0.
And they take a timeout, and this is one thing I've always thought about this, is that in the old days, you had 4 timeouts for the whole game. So first half timeout was a big waste. But the problem was, towards the end of the game, then you had 4 timeouts. Problem was, if you're getting sick of, if you don't want to stretch the game out anymore. Now you get 3 timeouts in the first half, 3 timeouts in the second half. You almost always lose some of the timeouts in the first half. That's a smart thing. Take them, right? You might use them next half.
You may as well use your timeouts. Get your players a little bit of break out on the field. Hopefully they're trying to muster up a drive here with 1:41 to go in the first half. They want to put some points on the board. They have had one attempt really at the end zone, and it did not work out. And then they went for the field goal, which was a nice kick, but it was wide right. So we'll see what they can muster up. They had some pretty good field position after all those penalties and everything that happened after the interception, but they weren't unable to capitalize on it. And the Kings defense held strong and did not budge for them. So Ravens line up. 3 wide, 4 wide, bunch on the top, single back, shotgun set, first down, 10 yards to go. High snap to his right, got pressure. And throws the ball into kind of dangerous territory there.
If we could see that, can we run that again? Because I tell you what, if you guys, younger guys watching this, watch both defensive ends. This is perfectly how you do it. A little too late in the play. Both defensive ends, only 4 people. Both defensive ends got up, filled in the contain, then turned into the quarterback.
Yeah, it was. He had a lot of pressure. He stepped up in the pocket and still made the pass, though.
Yeah.
And there was good coverage in the secondary for sure on that play, and that's why the pass was not completed.
Right. He got rid of it real quick, but that's where you need your inside guys, your interior, the big guys to be working up the middle. But he threw the ball real quick.
Yeah, he's been throwing the ball under pressure this whole game. He's made some pretty good throws though while under pressure.
Bringing pressure.
That's a low handoff, and fullback gets the carry, and they knock him backwards, and he's a big guy. He ain't going down. They're going to stop forward progress at the 20-yard line. That's a timeout for the Kings with 1:27 to go. It's 3rd down and 15 yards to go on this next play here coming up for the Ravens.
And you know what? You show the tenacity of the defense. I can't see the number. I think, once again, it was Ben Emo. He's back at linebacker, but the person I was watching wasn't blitzing. He sees the guy tied up, and then he just accelerates upfield and into the tackle. Right? And it's just a case where you're aware of what's going on, and you see that the guy's not going to go anywhere, and just that explosion upfield.
Yeah, the Kings have been holding very strong on defense this entire game. It's been fun to watch. They're kind of a lot of times you hear teams called a bend but not break kind of team. The Kings aren't even that. No. The Kings are a don't bend, don't break, no one can move beyond us kind of team. The only yards they've given up in this game have been through penalties,
right.
And there has not been many of them either.
What's the inverse of a bend? So, because there's a big bulge. What's the opposite of that? A mound? I don't know.
A bend the other way.
Yeah, the opposite. This defense is not bend, don't break. It's inverse bend.
I don't know what that means, Randall, but it's definitely they definitely don't let people get yards and score on them. That's for sure.
Next week I'll have a term for that.
That sounds good. That's your homework this week.
Thank you.
So we got third down.
So it's third down.
9 for the Ravens.
Pitch out to the right side. He's got people in his face. Oh, makes a tackle in the backfield. Breaks that tackle. He gets up and he gets back to about the line of scrimmage there.
It's just so rough because all contain there are several levels of contain. There's primary run contain when they're running the ball. Then there's a secondary run contain, which is often the outside linebacker, middle linebacker. There's a third tertiary run contain, which is the defensive back. And they're running out there, and just every time they have to bounce it out to get around the primary contain. You bounce it out, right? If the running back does it, that's what you want the running back to do. If you're a defensive guy, second guy comes up, secondary contain, they bounce it out. The one thing on the one guy that got there quick, this is it. He had to do it the way he did there because of the angle that he was coming from. He had no choice. Typically, if it was a little bit of a different situation, he'd want to maybe be a little more under control, square up a little bit so that he can move laterally. In this case, he had no choice. But if it was a little bit different, you're coming up like that, take an extra couple of steps, get your hips down, get your weight together so that you can maybe bounce out a little bit.
Ravens lined up to kick or to punt the ball off here with 1:15 to go here in the second quarter. We'll see. The Kings are looking to score again out on this here. They're not taking their foot off the gas for sure. They're gonna keep pushing and they're gonna keep pushing and they're gonna keep pushing. And the only thing that's gonna stop them is if the Ravens can come up with a big defensive stop, which we have not really seen this game. So
bringing pressure.
That's a good end-over-end kick about to the 35-yard line of the Kings. Who runs out to his right.
Got a wall out here.
Blockers. If he can get around this corner, he can get some space. He's got some space. He's going down. He's got the 30, 35, 30. Coming back, weaving through the crowd. He's got big Barquette in front of him to 10, the 5. Makes another man. Oh! Touchdown, Kings, and a flag at the very end of the play. Wow.
That was just
what a return! Oh my goodness!
And see how smart 88 was, because it'd be so easy right there to run into trouble. Here we go. So they're setting up the wall to the bottom of the screen to their right. All right, they got some guys. And see how he dips in and dips out? That's smart. Dip in, dip out. You dip in, you set the defense up. Now watch him cut back to the middle. Right here, good cut. Look at that cut. Cut back upfield again. Keep it going upfield. Cut back out. Now he's got 88 out in front of him. Look at how smart 88 is. Watch this
Just
play.
waiting for him to catch up. And then there's that block there.
That's
right
legal.
At the end there. That may
that
have been a block in the back. Looks like we got a man down on the field out here.
Let's see that again there if we could.
Yeah, as they get a good punt that drops all the way back to about the 25-yard line, 35-yard line rather. And you're right, they start to contain just to the bottom of the screen. That's the play, and he comes up and he makes that juke to show them he's going inside, breaks outside, and then this stop on a dime cut the other direction. And he sees the man behind him, and he just keeps weaving in and out.
See, but the smart thing there, well, and also 88 down here. Look at this. That's a legal hit. Yeah, that's not a cheap one. That could be in the back. But the smart thing, and this is it when they're on the returner, cuts up, then cuts out. Up, when you go up, you suck the people in, then you cut out, right? Turn back up. That gets the defenders out of their lanes and upfield. So we do have an injury there.
Yeah, it looks like they're bringing the cart out to put him on the cart, and we hope everything's okay. He's limping a little bit, but we hope it's just a cramp or something to that effect, and there's nothing major wrong at all. Again, we are all about player safety. The Kings' entire organization, as well as us up here in the booth, and of course, I'm sure the Ravens are also on the same page with that. No one likes to see anybody get hurt. Again, everybody here is just a normal person. Like, they live a day-to-day life like we all do. They're not NFL athletes that are making, millions of dollars, and if they get injured, that's okay because they still have millions of dollars. Like, these guys, they need to go to work, they need to support their families and everything. So we hope he's okay, and it's nice the Kings have this cart that they can move people in and out and make sure. And again, like we said before, like both teams' trainers are going out and they're helping out all these players so that there's no love lost when it comes to somebody getting injured out here. So
that must have been that block in the back. Looks like a spot foul.
Yeah.
From the point of the thing. Yep.
Yeah, high snap. Cruz looks right. He's got him, man. It's intercepted at the goal line. He's going down. He's got room. He's running down the sideline. Will he get caught? He's got a man in pursuit. Salgado is very fast and makes the tackle down at the 25-yard line.
And that was great hustle, Salgado. So often you see the receiver, well, it was not a great pass. I see this all the time. The receiver will just stand there because he's upset with his quarterback, right? That's not the case that happened here. He just went off running down the field. And here's the deal. If he doesn't make that tackle, then the Ravens score. Making that tackle there, the Ravens probably aren't going to score, right?
He saved points. There's no doubt about it. He ran and he caught him on the sideline there. He was in stride for stride, but his strides were slightly larger, and he just caught him and made a good open field tackle while he was behind him without doing anything like a horse collar or grabbing the back of the neck and the shoulder pads, which would have ensued a penalty. So with 36.8 seconds to go here in the second quarter, the Kings just need to hold them here for 36.8 more seconds and get into the second half of play here.
So, Ray, what do you do? I mean, you got 36 seconds. What do you do? I mean, do you take the chance and throw it to the end zone?
If I'm the Ravens, I'm going for the end zone every play.
But you're going to throw?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you got to stop the clock each time.
Right.
Of course, you give the Kings the ball back with 20 seconds on the clock, and you never know what could happen. I mean, they could easily. The Kings' offense, as you've seen, is very prolific, and they can score on you in that period of time.
Absolutely.
Too. So maybe you take a couple shots and then just down it and then get out of this half. I hope not. I want to see him throw the ball. He steps up in the pocket. The ball bounces off his own knee, and the Kings get the ball back. There's a big guy running the ball there. Moore gets the ball, and he picks up the recovery and runs down to about the 36-yard line after the fumble. Let's take a look at that. It looks like he goes up, steps up in the pocket, and he hits the ball off his own leg. Yeah. And the ball pops out. It's juggled around a little bit and picked up.
Now, I did not expect I didn't expect that if they threw the ball, they would lose the ball. I expected that if they threw the ball, they would be moving backwards, but not lose the ball. I actually didn't call that.
Yeah, Demetrius Moore was the one who picked up that fumble on that play. As a defensive tackle, you get a ball in your hands. It's a really exciting moment. Yep. You had blockers out in front. He's a big guy, and he got quite a few yards back after that play as well. So the Kings will take over here at the 37-yard line. I'm sure the foot is on the pedal. They have four wide receivers. Cruz takes the snap and shot.
Wide open to the left.
He's got space. He throws the ball over the top. Oh my goodness. What a catch.
What a catch.
He pulls it in and drops his toes on the sideline. There is a flag in the backfield, but what a catch on the sideline. Holy cow. That was a beautiful catch. As he runs, he throws it out, and look at this. He just tiptoes it in. Oh, man, that is beautiful. That is Salgado there making that beautiful catch.
The term tiptoe is overused. That was the exact correct use of tiptoe.
The presence of mind to not only track that ball as it's coming to you, but to see the sideline and drop your toes literally blades of grass from the end line and receive that ball with both hands is just amazing.
And the way he just laid out, too, you just saw it was like he was straight, and then he just fell over with his toes
That's
planted.
exactly what you want to do. You want to keep your toes planted and lean into the ball so that you can receive that ball. Wow, what a play.
Now, we'll see what's going to happen here if Coach Mack sees this. The receiver to the left, the quarterback was under duress. The receiver to the top of the field to our left was uncovered. So I'm wondering if Coach Mack is going to try to do the same formation, only then bring it back to the top of the screen to the left of our offense.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a penalty that's going to negate that amazing play, but we still don't know for sure because the referees are still conferring with each other. We'll see what the holding against the Kings, so it's going to back him up a little bit there. Wow, that negates a beautiful, beautiful play. The holdings happen, especially when the quarterback's scrambling like that. The linemen are out there; they're just trying to protect their quarterback, and they did a great job of it. He got the ball off. Man, Deshaun Salgado, what a catch. Either way, I don't care. That was beautiful. That's the play of the game for me so far. I mean, I know that was a beautiful return on that punt, but, man, those tiptoe catches like that, those are so hard to do.
So do you think it's possible that we could score in 16 seconds?
I absolutely would not put that out of the question.
Right. It's good. Bring it back. We'll go further for the score in 16 seconds.
I've seen it happen before. This almost exact same scenario where we are deep in our own territory, and it just takes one play to score a touchdown for these guys.
It's funny you said you've seen it happen before because, I happen to remember a time that a team scored 21 points in less than 10 seconds. And I think I told that story before, but if the game gets too far out of reach, I guess I could tell it again.
Yeah, I think I've heard that one.
But it is a true story. I was playing a game and playing at Missouri. Missouri scores 21 points against us in 10 seconds when I was, I was no Ed Emo, but I was an Aztec nose guard.
Cruz takes a snap, shotgun set, throws it up the sideline. He's got a man, makes the catch, and goes right out of bounds. It's perfect. It's a 49-yard line is the reception, and that's exactly what they need for another Kings first down right there.
What a freak! He took a hit. Number 88 took a shot, and it moved him, but it didn't even seem to throw. It didn't knock him down.
Yeah, if Barquette just had a little bit more space on the sideline there, he would have just ran that all the way in for a touchdown. Because he did not go down when he took that big shot. It wasn't even a thing to him. Again, that just kind of alludes to what we were saying about Barquette. He is a large man out there, very strong looking, and he can definitely catch the ball and do things with it. And he's fast too. That's the best part about it.
And tough.
Man in motion. Snap right back up to Barquette. Barquette gets the ball. He gets right out of bounds. Great play. He gets up to the 28-yard line, maybe 27-yard line on that play.
And so say it was early in the quarter. What do you think he would have done in that case?
Oh, he would have gone cut to the middle of the field, and he might have even scored on that play. We got 5.2 seconds left on it. I don't doubt that they're going to throw the ball to the same sideline, similar play, or just throw it up in the air. We haven't seen any Hail Marys of any sort that I've noticed, but Cruz has an arm on him, and we have really large receivers that can go up and catch that ball. So
okay, here's my prediction. They're going to run the same thing to the top of the screen to the left of the offense, but Mack is going to come down. He's going to hit 22. Is that Salgado?
Salgado on the bottom, yeah.
That's where I'm saying the ball's going. In the end zone.
I think they're just going to throw it to Barquette again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Salgado.
Oh, that was great defense though on the play.
And look he's double covered. You're not really.
His name is K-Tron Barquette. K-Tron Barquette.
Okay. No, okay, so we got
Ladies
people
and
yelling.
gentlemen, we have a correction.
Have you noticed I keep saying 88? That's because there was some issues last time with how we're saying his name. So we got people charging into the stand. This is why I've been on. We got people charging into the booth. This is why I've been saying 88, because there was some issue last game about mispronouncing the name, and there was some people getting upset. So I said, well, then I just will quit calling his name. That's why I'm saying 88, because we just got stormed in the booth because we've been using it to say his name.
It happens. It's not the phonetic spelling of that exact
It's
thing.
French. It's French. Okay, here we go. Play the last play.
Cruz makes a couple men miss in the backfield. He's rolling out to his left. He's got a man downfield. He throws it down to the end zone, and it is deflected. What a defense!
And who was the name going to?
Number 88.
88. That's it. Because you probably probably wondered why I was saying 88, and that's why, because there was like, he told me how to say it, and I couldn't remember, and I know there was a little bit of hostility for saying the name wrong, and so then I just figured 88.
Absolutely.
That's why you got to lock the doors.
You know, sometimes it is hard to pronounce some people's names, especially we have a lot of Pacific Islanders on this team. That's the end of the second quarter. The Kings are all Kings today. It's 41-0 Kings over the Ravens. It has been a onslaught at this point. I'm sure both teams are ready for this break here, but yeah, as you were saying, it is difficult to pronounce some of these names on this team. We got a lot of Pacific Islanders and a lot of people that are a little bit difficult to actually pronounce their names. So it's great when they correct us so that we don't continue to make the mistakes. But you know, it is.
See, I was absolutely waiting until halftime because this last game was when this happened, and I had the name right for a while. Then I couldn't remember how to say it because it's French, and you know we are in America.
It's
okay,
number
so,
88.
88,
Patron,
right? And so I was waiting.
Patron Barquette.
Okay, so I was going to tell you at halftime that we got to watch it because there's people getting upset with mispronouncing the name.
It's all good. We don't have a pronunciation key, so we are going with it anyway. Anyway, we have given him nothing but props, so I'm sure he's okay. It's all good. Anyway, so far the Kings in the first half, it's been all them. I mean, they've been on all facets of the ball. They've made some big defensive recoveries, fumble recoveries, touchdown passes deep to multiple people. We even had a wide receiver throw a touchdown pass to another wide receiver this quarter. It has been a lot of fun to watch them today. The Ravens are a good team, and the Kings are still just dominating them. And it looks as though the Kings are really fresh out there. They don't seem like they're getting winded or down at all. It's been a lot of fun. What do you see coming up here in the second half? More of the same or what?
No, I think it's going to be a complete turnaround. In fact, the Ravens are going to come out. It's going to be the biggest comeback in the history of WWFA football.
This guy.
This guy. It's going to be, because, you know, it's the same thing that we keep saying over and over again. It's the stable of running backs. And I wanted to get onto this that you mentioned earlier. It's the change of pace. We have big, tough running backs. We got some smaller, quick guys. The same thing with our receivers. We have people such as 88, that's a big, powerful guy that gets downfield, and then we have the quicker guys, Waller and some of the other receivers. So that's exactly what I think is going on here. Right? We just got too many people, too many good people.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of fun. Anyway, it's been all Kings so far. It's 41-0 Kings over the Ravens going in to the halftime here, and we're going to be back in just a moment with some second half action here. See you soon.
Oh, yeah, okay. Hey, you know, one of the things. Hello, Kevin. How are you?
Good, yourself?
Good. I'm doing just fine, thanks. Now, you've been the president as long as the league has been around. How long has that been?
We started the league in 2010.
And it's been amazing. I've been following it for five years. I've been pretty close on the sidelines for a lot of games, and it's just been growing amazingly. It's really got big. In fact, how many teams do you have now?
We started the season with 17, and presently we're down to 14.
14 teams, and you're in 3 divisions.
3 divisions. We try to make it competitive divisions at different skill level, and this year it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, it sure did. It sure did. It's been a great year. And now in the future, because this league has been growing so fast, it's gotten so much bigger just in the last few years. Where are you looking for it to go in the future?
We want to keep growing, but at the same time, we want to have competitive teams to come in. Complaint this year was the skill level is too separate. You got the high level and the low level, and they want to try to balance it out a little more.
Right, that's great because you have 14 teams, but you divide them through 3 divisions, and that means that more teams have a chance to win divisions, be division winners, and be successful.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. And is there any expectation to expand the league next year?
We are looking at, first of all, the teams in Washington, and then possibly opening up to the Oregon teams next year.
the Oregon teams. Wow, now that's breaking news. That should be exciting, and I'm probably going too far on this. But are there any particular teams down there, any towns that you're looking at, or we'll just wait till next year for that?
Right now, no comment.
No comment. That's a good one. Okay, and in closing, Coach, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. And in closing, if someone such as myself were trying to get a team on in this league, it's an amazing league, amazing competitive league, what would be your suggestion to other people? Well, for one thing, are you open to other people joining this league?
We're always open to teams joining. If you want to join, contact any board member or myself, and we'll give you details. And we have a new team meeting in November.
New team in November. Great. And there would be a website, I'll bet, where the information would be. Can you give us the address of that website?
It's www.sportengine.com.
WWFA, that's for the Western Washington Football Alliance, sportengine.com. Great. Okay, hey, good luck for your team today. I mean, well, not too much good luck, but hey, I think it's going to be a great game. And Coach Kinsey, thanks for taking this time to talk to us.
No problem. Thank you.
Welcome back. We're about to start some second half action here for the Puyallup Nation Kings with a score of 41-0 over the Renton Ravens. It's been a great game for the Kings so far. It's been they've been dominant on all sides of the ball. They've been running the ball well, passing the ball well. They've been limiting the penalties. They've been doing exactly what they need to do. They look like a championship caliber team playing in a playoff and going on to possibly win the championship.
Yeah, and they're even doing more. You know what? Because now they're dominating on trick plays. I mean, we haven't seen that before. Just great plays all around. Great game all around. We're like 4 points from what is a mercy rule that happened last week. And that's where if you get 45 points ahead, then they have a running clock except for when the official stops it.
Yeah, it's going to be the second half could be a lot faster than the first half if the Ravens can't do anything offensively, because the Kings are still going to do stuff offensively. So I would imagine that the Ravens are going to do whatever they can to try to stop these Kings. But more importantly, they're going to need to put a whole lot of points on the board to stay competitive in this game.
And this is the third playoff game for the Ravens at the third level. I don't know that they played all three of them because the best teams get a bye in the beginning. But this is one of the classes of the league, and it's just pretty dang impressive from our Kings.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of fun to watch this game, to watch this whole run through the regular season and the playoffs as well. We're really happy to be bringing it to you at CGame.live from Apache Wolf Productions. Chip has put together a great broadcast for us. If you've been watching all season, we've actually been modifying it and changing it and making it better. Every single game, we're adding something new. We started with just adding name keys to where you knew what my name was and you knew what Randall's name was, but now it's we have instant replay and all this other stuff, and we're here and we are able to we're trying to look for sponsors to help take care of some of the costs of the operating costs. If you're a fan and you have a business, a small business, internet business, this goes around the world. If anybody wants to watch it anywhere in the world, they can. Just contact us and we can get in touch. Do you got that number, Randall?
Yeah, well, yes, I do. I happen to have it right here. 360-930-9615. Once again, that's 360-930-9615. And I read in psychology, if you use a different voice, people will remember it. So I'll try another voice. 360-930-9615. That's the number to call. Hey, and you know what? Maybe you have a youth league, you have a youth team across the country, and you have relatives that would love to watch it. Give us a call. Maybe we can figure out how to start expanding this broadcast to all types of sporting events. High school, little league, semi-pro, which we're doing right now. So give that number a call, 360-930-9615.
And everybody knows about, if you get on with a company and you're able to get kind of grandfathered in, you can get better deals right off the beginning, and we'd be happy to be to make you a sponsor for us.
So happy.
And we'd love to advertise your company and get the name out there for whatever it is. I mean, it could be anything, but it's early on in our lives here for this broadcast, and like I said, it's just getting better. With some sponsorship, it can get even better than this, and we have a great time. We're going to be doing the championship game here shortly. We're going to be everywhere. People are going to be able to see us anywhere they want to. I mean, you can pick up your phone and watch this broadcast. You can watch it from your laptop. You can watch it from your tablet, your home computer, obviously too. And it's really cool that we can bring these Puyallup Nation Kings, your home team, around to anybody else. So definitely share with your friends and family. If they don't know about this broadcast, you guys can have like tailgating parties at your own house and enjoy these games and get down and watch your team play in the championship game next week. It's going to be awesome.
Give me a call. I'll come hang out at your party.
No, you can't do that. You will actually be here broadcasting this, so we're just not going to allow that. Okay. So other than Randall coming to your house and partying with you, which he can do afterwards, but not during the game, because we have a job to do. We have to bring this to you guys at home, which is it's our pleasure. We're having a great time doing it.
Great time.
And it's been a lot of fun all season long. And I love the fact that NFL's about to start up, but we are fully involved in a playoff series right now with our team in the spring, summer times of the year. This is something you just don't get unless you know about it, and then spread the word to people. Let's let everybody enjoy this same thing. The Kings put everything they got out here on the field for you. Let other people see it and enjoy it too.
And along those lines, I had some great customer service the other day. I talked to Che, right? Give her a call. Now, if you're a company and you have great customer service, advertise with us, and we'll put that out there. Now, I'm not going to mention the company's name because they're not paying us any money, but it's C1 Auto. That'll make sense to people that know what I'm talking about. Give us a call. Che was fantastic. It's great when you find people, a company that you call them up and they give you great customer service. Che gave me great service on the phone, and that's C1 Power By. All right, here we go, guys.
So we're about to get started here in the second half of football. The Ravens will be kicking off to start the second half. They'll be kicking off from their own 35-yard line. The Kings will be receiving from left to right on your screen. Looks like we got a child out on the field there at the goal line, just practicing some touchdowns over there. And we're always worried about safety, so make sure we get them off the field and continue with the game here. So just to update you guys, it is 41-0, Kings over the Ravens to start the second half here. The lights have come on, the temperatures have dropped a little bit, and it's just really nice out here. It's a low kick, bouncing in the Ravens' favor. It is going out of the back of the end zone. That's going to be a touchback, and the Kings will take over on the 20-yard line to start the second half. The Kings are looking to come out this second half and do exactly what they were doing in the first half. They're going to continue to put their foot on the accelerator, continue to drive the ball down the field, try to limit the mistakes, limit the penalties, and just be in good form for their next game. That's what it's all about. It's just keeping momentum at this point. They pretty much got this game locked down, but we'll see. Anything can happen in football, so we'll find out real quick here.
It really cooled off here. So the dark jerseys are now an advantage, right? When it starts getting in the twilight. So that means the second half they're going to have even more energy than the first half.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's the lights are on, and this field is beautiful. So we got nice stadium lights, a big grandstand up here, a nice booth for us to broadcast in. We have enough space for all of us, and it's a lot of fun. That's a high snap. Cruz makes a man miss in the backfield and almost escapes out of the back. It's going to result in a sack by the Ravens, and Cruz is going to go down about the 17, 18-yard line.
Well, we're up 41-0, so obviously we're doing a great job. You would hope that he could have a little bit more time back there to gather an errant snap, and also make sure that when the guys are coming at you, you want to tuck that baby away.
Yeah, he did a good job of tucking the ball, and there was no fumble, no opportunity for recovery for the opposing team, so it was pretty good. Cruz takes the snap, hands the ball off. Got to run right up the middle. He's getting a push by his offensive line. They're just moving the ball forward. That's a great play there.
Now, I don't know what happened there, but there's got to be linemen in that pile, right? That's a big, strong running back, but let's see the lineman coming out of there.
Yeah, he definitely got a helpful push in the back there to continue moving that ball. But on his behalf, if he got movement and he was able to drive his feet and continue running as he gets the push there.
Look at those big guys in there. 73, Pena. Look at that.
Yeah, they.
Oh, and that's Swee in there also. Number 72. It's the 70s. 72, 73. Andrew Pena and Swee Toia.
So the Kings will line up here. It's going to be third down, about 10 yards to go. About 11 yards to go.
So we're looking at now third down and 8.
Must be Canadian rules.
Drops back, got a man up the field, makes the catch. Button makes another reception, gets out to about the 42-yard line. That's going to be good for another Kings first down.
And that's the stable, just the variety of receivers that we have. And also he can throw or he can take laterals.
Yeah, he made it, got to where he needed to be, received the ball, got the first down. It's perfect. It's exactly what you want.
Well, nothing's perfect, but that was awful dang good.
I mean, aside from resulting in a touchdown or a first down on the goal line, it was as good as it gets. Hands the ball off. And they continue to get pushed forward as they receive the ball. They're going to get out to about the 45-yard line there.
I think that play was designed to head off the right guard of the Kings. The running back saw another hole. He hit that. Again, the right guard just having a great game. Andrew Pena came out, double-teamed on his guy, then came off on the linebacker. That's called a combo block, and that's what makes me think it was supposed to be run there, but he hit the right hole that he hit the hole that he saw.
We got 4 wide, shotgun set, takes the snap, throws the ball to the flat. Waller Jr. just splits the defense. He's running up the sideline. He's got some big gain there. He gets down to about the 25-yard line. Oh, he's a little disappointed. He wanted to take that to the house.
And he just hit. That's acceleration. He just hit that. What did you call it a couple of games? It was the seam.
Yeah, he
hit that seam.
Hit the seam. Watch as he just
walking down
right there. Just goes right through the center of him, and he continues going forward. He was almost able to get 15 on his heels, and if he would have done that, he would have been able to break it even further.
Let's say Delgado was down there blocking, and so was 18 Seif. Right? Receivers down there blocking downfield, and it's a big gain.
5 wide, fake to the flat, throws it right over the middle, complete catch. Button makes it. He's going up the sideline. He looks like he goes out of bounds about the 3-yard line on that play.
Now watch what happens to the defender. We'll look at this again. He is so aware of people blocking downfield that look at the defender turn his head and look to see if he's going to get blocked. And when he did that, the receiver was able to get around him. The defenders are so aware that they're getting hammered by other receivers throwing blocks downfield that they don't go make the tackle. They start looking around to see who's going to take them down.
And line up 4 wide. Handoff to the back, fake handoff. Cruz takes it himself and gets swallowed up at about the 4-yard line. That play we saw very early in the game. They tried to do a very similar one, except the difference was that Cruz ran to the same side as the running back, whereas in the first one he handed it off and bootlegged to the other side, which was worked flawlessly at one point. So, but it's just second down. We're ready to continue this going.
Well, yeah, and I think that was called because they're down on the goal line. And sometimes you'll do that. You'll do the option look where you fake to the running back into the line, and then instead of continuing down the line, you just follow them in, and that's something you will do on short yardage sometimes.
Yeah, you do the fake, and you end up with a lead blocker out of the deal.
Right, exactly.
We got 4 wide here. Shotgun set from the 3-yard line. Throws it. It got Button. That's another touchdown there.
And you know what? I don't know if I'll say it or are you going to say it. They know where to put their feet, right? Because he was just inside the goal line, but he was right there.
Yeah, that was a perfect play, perfect execution. Run the 2 wide receivers to the outside, and then break them back in, and then they come out with the touchdown right there. That's Button again scoring another touchdown.
Button.
I'm fairly certain I pronounced Button correctly. It could be Bhutan. I'm not really sure.
I think we should shut the door here. Let's shut the door.
No, it's okay. We don't have an enunciation key. So, again, we apologize if we do pronounce your name incorrectly. If you would like it pronounced correctly, all you'd have to do is contact any one of us, and we will be happy to. We'd be happy to do it. Oh, Dickey lines up for the extra point. It's a good snap, good hold. Kick is up. Kick is good.
And it is through.
That's going to bring us to a pretty large score here. The Kings are running away with it, 48-0 over the Ravens.
Hey, you know, the cool thing is here is that after the game, it's Saturday night, I don't have to go all the way up to North Seattle because actually I got a room. I don't know if I told you about this. Sometimes when I need to go to work, I get in the room at the New Best Inn, and that's at exit 149A. If you're heading south, 149B. If you're heading north, although it's the same exit, head west, first light, make a U-turn, first right after that, you make a U-turn, right, and you're right there. We got the NFL Network, we got ESPN, 5 HBOs. No, that's the owners.
Oh, I thought you had your own place. I was like, hey, everybody go to Randall's.
There we go.
He's got it all.
Well, I have plans. No, that could be misconstrued in so many ways. No, it's just a great place. I stay there when I can't make it all the way back home, and it's good. And the number, I guess I should tell you their number, 206-870-1280. And again, psychology, that's 206-870-1280.
Why don't you just have me say it afterwards?
Because earlier you said that you didn't like the way I kept setting you up to try to help me out on stuff.
Oh no, I don't mind. You want an alternate phone number and a different voice. I mean, yeah. I kind of got a little bit different voice than you. I'm not really sure.
You got one of the greatest voices on radio.
206-870-1280.
And, you know, I was trying to be humorous. You've been so great to me. I mean, because I didn't know anything about broadcasting. Ray has helped me so much, and that was one of those attempts to be humorous. You've been fantastic to me, and I really do appreciate it, buddy.
Randall has been awesome, too, so... All right, the kick is away. He receives the ball about the 7-yard line. He's running up to the right side. He makes a nice cut, splits the defense a little bit, and goes still on his feet. He's running. He's still on his feet. He's got only a couple men to beat. He goes all the way up to about the 41-yard line. What a return. That was really nice.
What was it on?
30?
Yeah, that's a first down and 10 coming up for the Ravens on the 42-yard line.
I think that was Zachariah Ulugahu. What a run. And, you know, what a run. Keeps going. That's tough, you know, because look at the score. But these guys, and I'm talking about the Renton Ravens, these guys are still working, still hustling. There's the other thing, though. Once you get a big lead like we have, 48-0, lots of times you'll see in that kind of case that if the returner, breaks the first line of defenders, there's no one hustling to the ball. How many times could he have broken it? But guys were chasing up, coming in behind him. You know what? They just love playing the game, even if it is 48-zip.
Yeah, that was quite a run back. I thought he was going to go down at one point. He just kept going. He had no problem spinning off of people. He's a pretty big guy. He was down there just moving. No one could really get in his way. They were trying to, arm tackle him, and he was not going down with that.
Got some leg strength, certainly.
That's right. Take the snap. Oh, ball's deflected. Ball's coming out. He receives his own ball. Wow. So the ball was deflected. It bounces off the ground and comes back into his own hands. He tries to break it to the left, and he ends up getting tackled in the backfield. That negates that beautiful return that they had. That just speaks to the Kings and their defensive tenacity. They are all over the ball. They're swarming defense, and the discipline there. Instead of diving at his feet trying to tackle him, he jumps up and deflects that ball, and then he picks it up. He obviously got his own recovery on it, but still, it was very disciplined play, very, very well done.
That's that contain rush.
Ravens take the snap under center. They got it right in his face, and he goes down in the backfield. That's another big sack.
Now, we have a post here, and the post was strategically positioned where I didn't see who got him, but I saw the two contain guys. I'm guessing it was a guy up the middle. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. That was just straight up the middle.
More food at the concession stand, so please stop by.
Yeah, Yeah, that's number 90. There we go. That's the guy, Demetrius Moore's had some big games in the past, and that's it. That's the synergy.
I'm saying he's having a big game today. He's made a couple sacks. He got that fumble recovery, picked up the ball, ran with it.
Rambling.
He was pretty happy about that.
I was.
Roll out to his left side, steps back. He's almost intercepted. Wow, bounces right off our hands, and that was very, very close. Sergio Brown almost picked that ball off.
And that's one of those cases where the contain wasn't quite up to snuff, as Monk used to say. I love that show. So the contain came inside a little bit. The quarterback's able to roll out. They didn't gain anything on it, but that's something where you got to get up outside, contain the quarterback, so then the big guys in the middle can come up and get the sack.
Yeah, you got to commend these Ravens players out here.
Yeah.
They're playing both ways. A lot of these guys are on offense and defense. So I mean, they're out here working really, really hard, and they're playing a great team in the Kings. So they're doing what they can. So yeah, we have reached the point where we're going to continue running the clock throughout the game here. It's about 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Kings back to receive the punt. They got their standard two men in the backfield, and Katron Barquette is down on the 50-yard line at the hash mark.
Low end over end kick.
Ready to set some blocks. Oh, wow. Almost bounced off the player. That was really close.
The King blocker didn't realize that the ball had been bouncing short, and there's usually a call for that.
Exactly.
And that's why you have to have a call. I mean, if it had hit him and it was a fumble, it wouldn't have mattered because we're going to win this game. But it wouldn't have been his fault either. So lots of times they will have a call short or something like that.
It's a fire drill a lot of times to call something to that effect too. And it looks like the Kings will take over the ball on the 35-yard line here as we switch offense and defense. Man, these Kings, they look poised. They look ready. They look. I missed 1 week with this, and I feel like I missed a month or two because they are so much more disciplined today. And the only knock that I've ever had on these guys is their just the penalties, and there are none. They're doing great today. They're doing exactly what they should. They're playing disciplined football. Handoff to the back, bounces out of his hands. I don't know. It looks like the Kings recovered the ball and maybe got a 1-yard gain out of the play.
That's kind of like if you haven't seen your nephew for like a few months and you realize how much he's grown, because you are so right. And we talked about this before. Good teams keep getting better, and we're winning 50 by 50 points, 60 points. I made that last one up, but anyway. So you could see they would become complacent, but they keep getting better. And what you just mentioned there was that I was here last week, but when you miss a week, you see that they really keep getting better. The mark of a quality team.
Yeah, and it's been fun to watch, even with changing, their personnel. Like they've gone through multiple running backs this season. There's a pass to the flat. Delgado makes a nice move, goes out to about roughly the 52-yard line. There's a shade tent there. I can't really see that point, but it's about 52-yard line according to the line judge there. It's been like they had McCutcheon in the first game, and they've had other people running the ball, and it doesn't matter. I know we always say it's one in the trenches with the offensive defensive line, but in actuality, these backs all have great talent. All these wide receivers have great talent, and it's fun to watch these guys, man. It's a loaded team. It's like the Golden State Warriors of semi-pro football. Makes the catch up the middle. Oh, he takes a big hit, and he stays standing on his feet. Wow. That's Mike Walker Jr. He's been all over the field today. He's been making catches, throwing catches, and, that's good for another Kings first down there. And they must have heard me or something because they're moving the shade tent.
Back in the old days when they had Stickum, that looked like a Stickum catch, but they don't have Stickum anymore.
Like I mentioned, our second game is underway. As soon as we get a score update, I will let everyone know.
So the Kings awaiting the score of the remaining two teams other than themselves in the playoffs. That's a catch, run up to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. Pierre Colliver running up the sideline and gets tackled just short of the goal line, about the 3-yard line. That's good for another first down there for the Kings. Man, what a play there.
What a play. You know what? I'm sorry. I got to go back 2 plays. The right guard, Andrew Pena, when it was a big pass play where Salgado caught it right for the first down. He knew where he was. He pulled out from his guard, came out to the end, and picked up the contain rush on the end. That's a big thing when you have a big guy guard like that inside is able to pull out, come out, pick off the edge rusher, and give the quarterback enough time to make a big rush. That was 2 plays ago, but I got to call out my guy.
So here we are, lined up at the goal line on the 3-yard line. Kings looking to put some more points on the board. They got a 4-wide set, shotgun set, running back in the backfield.
First down goal inside the 5.
Hand the ball off to the back. He goes up to the right side. It's Iorama with the ball this time. It looks like he gets back to about the line of scrimmage.
About the original line of scrimmage, maybe 1 yard.
Yeah, it's good to see Archie get a carry there. Again, I'm a broken record here. When you get down here, I just want to run it. And Angie, his sister, she's a security guard that signed me out last night with my load of refrigerators that I took down to Portland. So, Archie and Angie, it's great to have you in the Kings family.
Yeah, it's nice to see Archie out there. He's doing big things. He puts in a lot of work out here on the field, and he's a big guy. He can drop his shoulders and get into the end zone. We're about to see if that can happen right here. Cruz has a nice slant route across the middle. That's caught for a touchdown. That's Delgado on another touchdown. Touchdown, Kings.
Yeah, and Archie has missed a few games. And just addressing what you've pointed out, these guys have other lives, and there's been a game. Okay, let me try that again. He missed 1 game. He had to work. And, you think about that. You're going to miss a game because you got to work. And then, again, it's Polynesian. Family is big there. And there was a big wedding that he had to go to. Missed another game going to the wedding. But that just reiterates your point that other things are important to these guys. Missing a game to go to a wedding.
Yeah, so Dickey lines up there for the extra point.
And it wasn't his wedding. That would be different.
For the extra point for the Kings.
The snap is out. The hold is good. The kick is up. That's good. That's going to bring our score to your Puyallup Nation Kings 55. Renton Ravens 0.
Hey, so Ray, do you know anyone that's moving by any chance?
Everybody's moving all the time.
Everybody's moving.
Yeah, I know, but I hate moving. I got to move all my own stuff.
Oh, and then, you know what? You would call me over. I would do it because I want you to keep teaching me, but I wouldn't like it. But you know what you should do? Call my buddy Captain Relocation and his Mighty Mary Moving Men. These guys are great. They do a good job. They show up. They're under control. They know what's going on. I remember one time I was working for a group, and we took a break, and one of the guys, for some reason, he couldn't relax. He was running around picking the little pieces of grass that were too long. I tell you what, you got to be careful who you're going to get sometimes. But call Captain Relocation and his Mighty Mary Moving Men. And the phone number for him is 206-295-7731. That is 206-295-7731.
206-395-7731. 295-7731.
Yeah, that's it. Captain Relocation and his Mighty Mary Moving Men. They'll do a great job for you.
That's a cool name for a company, let's be honest, people.
Well, that's not the company's name, actually.
All right, well, it would be a good name then.
Yeah. The superhero of movers, I tell you what.
Oh, awesome. Delgado ready to kick off to the Ravens here. Left to right on your screen. Kick is up. It's a high end-over-end kick. Gets received about the 15-yard line. A little slow, steady pause going up the field there. He gets a pretty decent return out of it. We got a flag on the play. Oh, they're still wrestling out there. He must not have known the play was over. That's Terrence Riley, Washington, out there pushing somebody around at the end. His block was about 25 yards down the field.
Yeah, well, you know, I want to shout out that, okay, well, she's coming off now, but the trainer, that's Erin McIver, and she does a great job. She's always out there helping out, volunteer for the Kings. She's involved with a lot of other activities. I know that her professionally, she's involved in healthcare, so I want to give a shout out to Erin McIver. Just does a great job for us. She's been into it, I guess, since she was a teenager.
Yeah, she was one of the first people that I met coming into this whole deal, and
really?
She's a very nice person, and she cares about the players and the players' safety. She works in the medical field. She's works with Swedish, which is a very, very reputable company, and she doesn't miss a game as far as I've seen. So no matter if we're on the road or here or whatever, very reliable, great person.
Referee marking off the yards.
Looks like there's a penalty on the play there. They're gonna move that ball.
Goes back to running. 6 seconds left to go in the quarter.
It's going backwards for the Ravens there.
And that's going to be the end of the third quarter.
And that'll be the end of the third quarter?
End of the third quarter.
That's what I said.
I heard that.
55 and the Red Ravens 0.
55-0. Do you think the Ravens are going to come back here?
Well, they could. Did I ever tell you about this one game I played in where never?
Yeah, that's not going to even cover it. You're going to do that 3 times in a row.
Yeah, right.
Is there a 55-point line? Like, can they kick the ball from, say, their own end zone in through the goalpost, and that's worth 20 points?
Well, in the old days, actually, back quite a while ago, when you would kick off, if you kicked it through the goalpost, that was 3 points. It was like back in the 40s, as I recall.
They won't do that now because when they kick the ball off, for one thing, it's closer, and for two, they have kickers that played soccer their whole lives and can kick that ball right through those goalposts. So,
I remember the first time when soccer came into vogue, so to speak, and I saw that, and you don't get any run at the ball. There's just no way that makes any sense that would ever catch on, right? Nobody does the straight ahead kicking anymore. I never see anyone do that, except on kickoffs, maybe.
Yeah. It's pretty rare, actually.
Yeah, actually, I think I just overstepped that one also. I don't think anyone does that anymore. Although, I think it was just recently beat, but the longest field goal in NFL history was 63 yards.
It was 62 yards by
Dempsey?
No, it was 62 yards. It was in Mile High Stadium, and it was the Denver Broncos kicker.
Okay, that's the new record. But for years, for 20, 30 years, I think it was the New Orleans Saints was a guy that he had it for years and years. And I think it was 63 or 62, something like that. And he was a straightaway kicker. That's where I was going. The straightaway kicks can get distance, but they don't have the accuracy. That's why the soccer-style guys are in vogue.
Yeah, I remember I only thought Morton Anderson was the only kicker ever for the Saints. Or was it the Steelers that he played for? He was a kicker for 100 years, I think. He'd break the ball out to the left side, and then he gets pushed out of bounds.
See, the problem,
like a short loss there.
Sorry about that. See, the problem is that when I first started telling stories, they didn't have the internet, so no one could actually check up on it. But no, I used to
be better at winning arguments then too, so It was definitely a lot easier. Now somebody just Googles something right in front of you, and you're like, okay, I'm wrong. I get it. It's okay.
It's like, wait a minute, how'd you do that?
Yeah.
What do you say? Yeah, so but anyway, he was the kicker. It was a straightaway kicker, so that was for a long time. That was the record. He had actually a birth defect, so that half of his foot. This is true. Half of his foot was missing, and so he had a boot that was wrapped around it, and he would kick that straight away. And the thing is, he actually played semi-pro football for the San Jose Sharks, and I was at a game where
they're a hockey team, though.
Then I got it wrong, actually. Now that I think
just
about
joking. There might be a semi-pro team called San Jose Sharks.
Here we go.
Takes a snap, looks left. He's got a man right in his face. Ball comes out. Go! Picked right up. Oh, my goodness. That is good for a touchdown. There's the defensive touchdown we've been waiting for. That's Vika LaFleur.
Did we see who hit the quarterback?
I did not see. We will see the replay on that for sure, though. Oh, my goodness. What a time to see that. Oh, man. Oh, do we got any more of that? Oh, my goodness. That was beautiful.
So it could have been, I don't know, it could have been 55 Chris Vala.
That's my favorite pose so far today. Just the arms crossed in the end zone. It's like Chris Clemens, the Seahawks. He'd do that when he'd make a big sack and just stand there with his arms across.
Yeah.
But he didn't have his the football in his hand and in the end zone. What a play. That was beautiful.
Good alertness, too.
Yes, exactly. That ball popped up. He went and grabbed it just instantly. It was exactly what he needed to do. And we haven't said his name very much today, but, man, we have
in the past.
He has been an asset to this team, and it's about time he made a huge play. That was great. Not that he hasn't been affecting the Ravens' offense the whole game. It's up. And it's good.
And we were mispronouncing his name also at one point, and he very politely came up and said, "Hey guys, my name is," and it was and so we've been getting his name right. So anyway, there was San Jose, and they were playing an Orange County team, I believe, and they were for the state championships. This was back in the early '60s. I was like 6 or 7 years old, and Ron McBride was playing for the San Jose team, and he ended up being the head coach at the University of Utah. Then ended up at Weber State. So anyway, I saw this guy, and he was kicking the ball out of the entire stadium at warm-ups. It was unbelievable. And then a little later on, he went on, I believe it was for the New Orleans Saints. Hey, you guys can giggle that. And he had that record for like 20 years.
Nice. After that last score, that's going to bring our score to the Kings 62 over the Ravens 0.
And the game I saw, it was, of course, this was 50, 60, or 40 years ago. The game I saw was for the California State Championship. They won it 100-0, and that was the first time I realized that it was all zeros on the scoreboard because they didn't have a 1 in football. And towards the end of the game, he kept kicking the ball out of the end zone, out of the stadium. And so these guys that were in watching the game ran outside, waited for the next touchdown. He kicked it out of the stadium. They grabbed the football, jumped in the car, drove away. And so from then on, they had to go for 2, even though they were up by 100. It looked like bad sportsmanship, but it wasn't. The fans were stealing the footballs.
That's hilarious. Kings set to kick off the ball here. Got about 9 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Again, the clock is still running throughout this game. That's a mercy rule that they put in effect in the league, so that the game doesn't get too far out of hand. Although it has to be pretty far out of hand for it to start in effect. Short kick, receives it about the 15-yard line, running all the way up his left side. Got blockers in front of him. He's just spinning off. He gets out to about the 38-yard line. That's a pretty good run back there.
Yeah, that is. These guys are, I'm just impressed with them. Well, but they are champions. Thus far, they've won a couple of playoff games, but they're still playing hard.
No, that's one of the things that I'm really impressed with. These Kings are not giving anything to anybody. No. There's no doubt about it. But these teams are still playing hard out here because you know what? If they put 1 point up on these guys, they're going to be pretty happy about it. Like, I mean, after this grueling battle, we went from being about 85 degrees out here in the sun and kind of a smoggy, smoky outside environment, bad air quality, to this beautiful. It's probably about 72 degrees right now. Nice breeze going.
And we can blame Canada for that, by the way.
Yes, we can. We get it, Canada. You vape. We get it.
Fires in Canada are the reason that we have bad air quality here.
That is correct. And these guys, the Ravens are not. They're not done. They're still there. They're ready to go. They want to put some points on the board. That's a nice handoff to the left side. 31 breaking up to the left, bouncing off of people.
Jeez.
He's a big guy, man.
Yeah.
He is
charging.
He's a little. He's doing what he needs to do. That's for sure. He's hard to take down.
Yeah, they just keep playing. I like it. Well, especially with this lead, but they look competitive, being down 62 points. But
if you didn't know the score at this point, and you're just watching this game, picking it up, you'd think that it was a lot closer than it is. They're running the ball. That run back was great, but they're still pounding the rock, which is impressive. I thought they'd have to give up on that, and they did for a little bit, but
running hard.
Yeah, high formation, 3 wide. Oh man, did the ball come out? Do we got the ball there?
We heard the collision up here in the booth.
Yeah.
Supposed to be a forced fumble.
That's a forced fumble. Kings take over. What a play. What a play.
And we may have an injury timeout.
That was Jordan Montalvo with the running, with the ball, taking that shot. Yeah, so we got an injury. So one of the things is just, for incentive for the Kings. I'm throwing this out there just to get the Kings fired up for the next game. If we get another big lead like this, was that Isaiah Martin, by the way, that made that?
I believe that was Isaiah Martin that made that.
If we get another big lead like this, I can tell you the time that John Madden came over to our house when I was 4 years old and had dinner with us, John Madden from the Raiders, and at the end he kicked
This
back.
generation only knows him from the video game.
I don't play those video games. I think that Well, that's a whole other story. But anyway, he came over to our house, and when we was done with dinner, pulled out a cigar, kicked back, put his feet up on the dining room table, and I remember that. And so here's the thing: hey, Kings, get out there, jump on them next week, and I'll tell that story.
Nice. So the Kings are going to take over the ball after that forced fumble on the 39-yard line. I believe it was Isaiah Martin that made the forced fumble. It looked like he just went in there and just ripped the ball right out of his hands. And we got about 7 minutes to go in this game. 7:15. They've paused the game here while we change possession.
And the thing about Isaiah is just with his rush, because usually you have to play it differently if it's a pass or if it's a run. But he is it's like a hybrid player. He is so quick off the ball. He gets in such a good position that it's the same type of approach. If it's a pass, he's upfield, he's in contained. If it's a run, he's in the lane. He's just playing it a very unique way.
So we got first down and 10.
First down and 10. Kings take the snap. Fake the handoff, run the ball. Going up the left side. He's got room. He's going down. He gets all the way out to the 15-yard line. That's Brian Stogsdill is in at quarterback, and he makes a good play right there.
See, that's great. Stogsdill's in, and he brought us to victories in the first couple of games when Cruz was out. And I was thinking, hey, I don't think they should run that play, right? But that's exactly what you do. There's our stable. That's our second-team quarterback.
And he came in earlier and made a good play as well. It just seems like they have whatever it takes. Their ball comes up and almost lost the ball, but he just goes down. It looks like it'd be a loss of like 1 yard on that play.
And on the previous play, Salgado was downfield throwing blocks, and there was another black shirt down there. And again, the way you tell hustle is how many people are around the ball carrier as he's getting tackled.
Yeah, that was Archie Iorama.
Archie, I should have known that.
On the handoff there. Almost lost it, but pulled it back in. Way to keep his head in it. Yeah, we got about 6 minutes to go here. Kings threatening to score again, actually. I'm sure Stogsdill would like to take him in for a touchdown at this point.
Yeah, you think? Yeah.
He watches a lot of Adam Cruz, so it'd be fun for him to throw it. He's got a band right up the middle. He makes he just drops the ball. Wow, that was pretty close.
Who is that?
That was Darnell Thompson. That was intended receiver on the play.
He had a couple of great catches a few games ago.
Yeah, that was a good pass. It was accurate, and I think that it was coming right over the middle, which is a scary spot to receive a ball, and he might have just lost a little concentration. But
especially the ball was a little high, which is just you don't want to put the ball up there over the middle like that.
Yeah,
not a bad pass.
Stogsdill gunned it in there too, so it was a pretty powerful throw that he threw in there. So it looks like we have Iorama still in the backfield and Stogsdill quarterback.
Go Archie.
You got 4 wide, 3 to the top of your screen, Delgado to the bottom, or Salgado.
Third down for the Kings. Here's against the field, lets it go.
Throws it up the middle, makes a catch at the 5-yard line. Makes a man miss and gets down about the 2-yard line. That's pretty close. All is forgiven. That's Tyler Button there for the reception. That's going to be good for a Kings first down. It's going to be first down and goal on the 3-yard line.
Yeah, the fullback stepped in and helped block one of the people charging from the inside, giving the quarterback a little bit longer. And that's a nice play, right? That's just a good play.
Absolutely. See what they draw up here. They're going to hand the ball off to Diorama. Gets down probably about the 1-yard line there on that play.
I want Archie to score. Keep charging right up the middle, and it's not just for Archie to score, but it's also because, again, I say this all the time, but in these type of situations, love to see the offensive line get off on the ball, slam into the defender, and knock him into the end zone.
Sorry, still set to take the snap, hands the ball off. Iorama gets stuffed in the middle there. There's a wall of defenders.
Oh, man! One of their teams punched one of our guys in the face when his helmet was off. That flag. I'm upset by that.
There may be a flag. I can't see.
Yeah,
there is a flag.
And it's the center. He's driving the guy into the back of the 64 right there in the middle of the screen. He's driving him. Now watch there. Yeah.
A little extracurricular shove on his
team. Unless there was something out of frame.
We got 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the game. The score is 62-0. Kings over the Ravens.
You guys are voting against the Ravens.
They're going to call a holding against the Ravens. Yeah, it must be against the Kings. They're backing them up to about the 11 or 12-yard line there.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened on that. Oh, here we go. I think maybe it was holding against the Kings.
Yeah, it's holding against the King. Repeat second down here.
Okay, here we go. Good, moving back. We can gain more yards for the touchdown.
It gives them a little bit more space to work with.
Yeah, that actually is true. If you're going to throw the ball, if you're going to run the ball, it's not so good. If you're going to throw the ball, it doesn't hurt you moving back like that. Which he's doing. Got a guy to the left. No.
He's away from one defender.
It's getting bottled up in the backfield. Goes down about the 20-yard line. There's I guess you'd probably call that a coverage sack downfield. It was pretty bunched up. They had some pretty good coverage and only had 3 wide out there in the backfield, and there's not a lot of room to work with out in the space there.
Yeah, I thank you for watching that, because I didn't see that. I was watching the offensive line, and I would hope that we could get a little more time for the quarterback back down there. But if it's that's a coverage, sometimes there's not much you can do about that.
We got Stocksdale and Iorama in the backfield. We got 4 wide here. Kings looking to put some points on the board. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Takes the snap, looks left, steps up in the pocket, steps to the right, gets away, has time to throw the ball, throws it down the end zone, wide open in the end zone, and he makes the catch.
Number 88.
There he is, Katron Barquette. Touchdown, Kings.
And that was all on the quarterback. That was some good stuff. The contained rush got up on him. If we can see it, no. Okay, that was good job on our quarterback moving around. The contained rush got up, flushed him into the pocket, which maybe doesn't make sense. Stepped up, was able to keep the play alive. I thought he's about to go down, and then hits 88 in the end zone. That was a nice play on Stocksdale and, of course, on 88.
Yeah, it's nice to see Stocksdale get out there and throw a touchdown pass. You know, he doesn't get a chance all that often with Adam Cruz out there. So, and, you know, Katron Barquette deserves to catch another touchdown, too. It was wide open. I don't know if he needed to jump on that fumble on that play there. Lands back on it. So that's going to bring our score to 68-0. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go in this game. The clock is running. This might be the end of the game right here, folks. If it is, we really do thank you for joining us for this broadcast. We've had a lot of fun. We always do. And you know what's up next? It's championship time. That's what I'm talking about. I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, you know, it's exciting. And, you know, one of the reasons that we're going to the championship, because I just want to talk a little bit to Brian Stocksdale that started off the season. Our quarterback, Cruz, missed the first 3 games, right? The reason we got a bye in the beginning of the playoffs, the reason we have the home field advantage is because those 3 games, when we didn't have Adam Cruz, we had Brian Stocksdale just stepping in, doing a great job. So, yeah, it's all around, and it's going to be championship Saturday next week.
That's really exciting. I mean, this is something that, you know, the Kings have been here the last couple of years, and they've worked really hard this season. Yeah. And you guys as fans have worked really hard cheering them on. And it looks like they just dumped the Gatorade bucket on Tutu down there. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, guy.
That's awesome. He looks a little bit damp down there, but it's all in fun and games there. So we'll see what happens. Looks like both teams are just kind of going to their old sidelines and shaking hands with each other. Hey, we're going to call this a game here. That's the end of the game. The Kings, your Puyallup Nation Kings, 68 to the Ravens 0.
Hey, you know, I got to jump out here real quick because Coach Naz, his wife, it's his wife's birthday, so we want to yell out to Jeanette, Coach Naz, and that's someone said I said he was from Washington State. I don't think I did, but he's from Washington, then went to the Vikes. So that's Manasi Hopoi. Coach Naz is what everyone calls him, and his wife. Happy birthday to his wife, Jeanette.
Yeah. So basically, this game was dominated by the Kings. 68-0 is a truly dominant performance. It was a lot of fun to watch. They again dominated on every side of the ball. They did everything that they needed to do. They scored on offense. They scored on defense. They almost scored on special teams. Aside for some extra points, yeah, I mean that works. But it was truly a great performance. And again, the Renton Ravens put in a good effort. They were just outmatched today, and It's championship time, folks. We're going to go to the championship now. The Kings are going to be playing. We don't know who their opponent is. They're actually playing that game currently right now. So we'll find out soon enough here that we can. Well, we won't be able to broadcast it for you, but if you join us next Saturday here, we will be broadcasting the championship game. It's going to be a lot of fun, and don't miss out. Tell your friends, tell your families.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
This is great time.
Yeah,
and the thing is, too, it's 6-8-0, and that's what the score was, too. I mean, in fact, it could have been. We could have had a bigger victory on this. This is one dynasty type of team.
Exactly. That's the exact word to use right now. Dynasty. These guys are straight up a dynasty, and they are performing exactly like that. They have good coaching, good offense, good defense, good special teams, good training staff, good fan base. I mean, there is everything that you need to become a great team here, and it's just a pleasure and an honor to be a part of this whole organization and broadcasting this to you. Thanks to Chip, thanks to Apache Wolf Entertainment or Productions. We are having a great time, and if you guys want to advertise with us, just contact us and we'll get you on here. You saw during halftime our promotions and our PSAs, and we have a lot of fun, and it can only get better. All I got to say at the end of this, man, is go Kings.
Yeah, this is great. Get way ahead, because I got another story to tell next week.
Oh, yeah. Randall will have more stories for us to hear every single week. It's an honor. Randall is so much fun to work with. It is good times, and we're just having a blast, and it's all about that. It's all about Kings football, all about these people, the players, the fans, everybody. So thanks for joining us on behalf of Apache Wolf Productions, Cgame.live. We'll see you next week.
Can't wait till next week.
Thank you for watching another edition of the Game of the Week right here on Cgame.live. Join us again for more play-by-play as Cgame.live brings you all the football action in our next Game of the Week right here on Cgame.live.